I like it when you call me Big Pop. Bring your hand in your ear. You let me feel. You got your ring on you?
Yeah.
Papa me daddy.
Pop you?
Papa me daddy.
Alright, watch this, guys.
Oh, you're such a man.
Come on, man. You can't make love to a Bud Light
Can't make love to a jukebox.
guy. Welcome to the show, everybody. You got your ring?
Sega.
Got your ring?
So you got your ring?
Could you open it for
It'd be
me?
so funny if you like did mine, but you struggled. Like,
I just pre-opened.
jokes on me.
I love it when a plan comes together. Salud.
Salute daddy.
Top 5 worst mistakes I ever made.
Dating my mom. Don't ever do it. Top 5.
Top 5, top 5.
Top 5.
Top 5, and she's not 4.
So I don't think
Um,
I've ever been this excited. I'm pretty damn excited.
Okay.
Fame's in.
Nice,
Thanks.
nice. Oh, you feeling it?
You saw me on the way.
Oh, I saw you. I saw him.
This guy, I swear, I was like, any minute, if I don't leave, I'm gonna get a text like, stop fucking rapping. I literally, once you saw the video, I was like, he's gonna be like, that's cool. Now fucking hurry up.
Yeah, I did kind of have
Yeah,
that. I was like,
see?
all right, that's cool.
I sensed it.
That's cool. Now get your rapping ass
Get
over
your
here.
raggedy rapping ass.
Fucking record yourself in the car or something. Be a man.
Be a man or something.
Dude.
Be a man or something.
All right.
Dude, I'm super on point happy today, though. Like, I was waiting for this since yesterday.
Yeah.
I think I was saying this a little bit earlier, but I was upset yesterday because I was like, I felt betrayed.
You hurt me. You dig so deep when you hurt me.
Go on.
So,
go ahead.
Yeah. No, I mean, you were geared up to do it tomorrow. You wanted to carpool. You
Bad.
wanted
Bad. I
You
did.
wanted-
That's my
You
fault.
was jocking me.
You was
jocking me.
jocking me. Tell the truth. You
Yeah,
was jocking me.
so then this man, I go like, hey man, I have ulterior motives over here. I'm like, you know what, we could do Friday.
Yeah.
You're like, what? Friday?
Friday.
I was like, yeah, man, but then, like, I need your help. I need you on
My-
Saturday.
My next response was like, okay, fair deal. He
help
says
me,
he needs
help me, Michael Kenobi. Hear me on the
Help me, Michael Kenobi. Man, me help. Julia LeClaire.
You just get out there. It's just like a bunch of people out there. Just, what the fuck is this? What's even needed? I need you to help supervise these people.
So,
But I'm gonna have to do it for you first.
how's the Shadow Gang going?
What's up?
Are you shadowy yet?
What are you talking about?
Are you in the Gang of Shadows?
What are you talking? No. R.I.P.
The Allegiance of Shakas.
Shaka.
Didn't you pay the membership? Didn't you pay the membership?
Definitely didn't. Nope, not a chance.
Nope.
Don't know what
I
you're
don't
talking
pay no
about.
money.
Got no school. Got no job.
I've been working on
Will
this.
Smith raps. You remember that? Go to school.
Do my job. I do my homework better than I do anything else. I never rob. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. That's Will Smith rap. Did you ever see his little Grammy speech or whatever it was where he was accepting his Christian rock album thing? Or I don't know.
What?
Dude, he was literally
He
like,
did a Christian.
I was going on now. I did it, and I made a wholesome family rap album, and I did it with
yeah.
no cussing.
Yeah.
Like he was gonna cry. Like I was like, man, you killed it, but then you cried. Nah, I'm just kidding. I love you, Will. I
That's
mean,
weak.
obviously,
It's weak.
I gained a lot more respect for Will once he stood up to his quaif. That quaif is tough.
Quaif.
Quaif is thug.
Quaif.
Could you imagine if Ashley just recorded you and was like, "This is why we need counseling, and you're having a fit," and just like starts recording you, and you're like, "Bitch." That's what she did to him again, trying to make him look crazy. She's wild, fool.
She is wild.
You're a bad banana, bro.
I'm gonna pass.
Pass it.
And sharks, I'm out.
Sharks, I'm out.
No, I'm out.
What did I say?
She was ever on the table.
She was never on the table. Sharks? No. You know how I do.
So yeah, man, how you doing? What are you up to?
So I'm back on the
Talk to me, Forrest.
So like, you know how we play Monopoly?
No way.
I'm back on the
No one
block.
plays Monopoly with me.
Back on the block.
Nobody plays.
I'm
It's
on
a
the block.
fucking lonely road. Nobody
Bunny,
will
no.
play Monopoly
Bunny, come back.
with me.
Bunny rap?
Bunny rap.
I mean carrots, yo. I mean carrots. I mean carrots.
Yo,
Don't try to compare
my
it.
rapping was on fire. Fire rapping. My rabbit. My rabbit.
Rabbit, rabbit, rabbit. Lettuce, lettuce, lettuce.
Heads with teeth.
Heads with teeth. Heads with teeth.
Don't mess with Queeth.
Damn, you were renegade.
Damn. Damn, that's generic.
Damn, Derek. Where'd you find this? Copyright.
Fuck.
Fuck.
Take it down. Take it down. Enough of that.
So,
Yeah.
NBA 2K23 is coming out Monday.
Monday, fun day.
You ready?
Dude, that's Labor Day.
Yeah, I know. I'm contemplating buying it, so I know you're off. I'm contemplating that.
I'm busy.
You actually?
I actually, son of a bitch. I don't have to go to work, but I do have to log in, and they won't have any work Tuesday,
What?
Monday
Say it
night,
again?
Tuesday morning.
Yeah, but nothing to do. What are you gonna do? You're gonna get blamed for us. You working on a Holly? You didn't tell him suck a dick, dog?
If I was gonna quit, for sure, just
Back to our sponsors. Suck a dick, dog.
that's one hell of a way to walk out there.
Dude.
Did you see Josh and how he left? Did you see what he told him?
Yo, Mike, I'm doing it.
Mike's running with his camera.
I'm gonna get this.
That's like the view that they have of me. Like, I think that it's forward, but it's at me.
Well, good thing you're all personality.
Hey Josh, I am personality.
This man has the balls to be like, we have a really good mixture, Josh. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, our videos. He's like, you're like the looks, and I'm like the personality.
That's not what I said.
I was like, oh,
That's not what I said.
oh, that's cool.
Hey, at least your looks.
Right on, man.
You've always been the looker.
Right on, man.
Right on, dog.
Hey, you know what you can do, dog?
You know you could do,
You know
dog.
what you can do, dog? Suck a dick.
Suck a dick, dog. I didn't know there was more words to that script. Suck a dick, dog.
Yeah, this man really said that. He's like, yeah, I'm on the personality. We should actually just take me out of the frame, is what he said. And then I just talk over you. You were just in the film. You say your face and hear my voice.
So I was telling Josh how lucky I am to have such a good friend like
It's
this man.
Blake and Drake. Blake and Drake.
Blake Drake.
Do we really like that? Or do we like Drake and Blake? Drake and Blake. Why don't we take the ending of your name
Yeah.
and the beginning of my name and just be Blake?
Right.
Did you ever see
No
that?
Drake.
Did you
Drake
ever see
and
it?
Blake. You talking about Drake and Josh?
No, Drake and Blake.
What
So
is
Blake Griffin, so Drake was hosting the
Drake and Blake.
ESPYs like
Drake and Blake.
had to be like 8 years ago now. long time. And yeah, so Drake was hosting the ESPYs and Blake Griffin, they were like starring in a movie together.
Oh.
And so they're trying to come up with a title of the name of the movie. And so then they get into a feud and then they start like, yeah, fucking with each other.
Do you remember Drake's SNL when he was doing, like he was in the NBA and he was doing like handshakes?
Oh yeah.
He was like, yo, fools, let's bring it in.
With Will Ferrell.
And he's like, weak sauce. And like they're doing it, dude, I was cracking.
What's your name? I'm DeMar DeRozan. The more I hear it, the more I hate it.
Yeah, he was like the champion then too. That's so great.
The more I hear
The more
it.
I hear it, and he was so mean when he said it. Drake has straight up actor quality skill level.
Well, yeah, I mean, he came up as an actor, right?
Drake is my hero,
Oh, yeah.
and I don't even wear his cape anymore.
Oh, I am full cape.
I'm like,
I am out the closet. I was never in the
you
closet.
weren't in.
I was.
You were at the concert.
I was driving the fucking wagon.
I wish I could have fucking been on stage to see what you and your wife looked like looking at Drake. Because you guys were rolling. And you were like,
It was such a good.
you were probably like,
It was such a good.
I can only imagine that he looked at your wife and was like, I'm about to shit sleep with me. And then looked at you and you were like, And he's like, probably him too.
Yeah. We drank a shit ton that
So
night,
much
too.
drinks.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, that was good. That Drake concert was amazing. You're probably right. I was probably like,
Yeah, dude. Yeah. No, I think I seen pics. I think you had some pics.
No.
Didn't you guys have pics?
no,
You had pics.
no.
You guys took pics.
Well, of the show.
And you guys like
No,
turned it around.
I was a
and your eyes
personality.
were still like
I was a personality. Yeah,
How'd it feel?
yeah, not good. I would have canceled us too. Just dub my voice over Ashley. That'll be good.
Can't fit my slippers. Suck a dick, dog.
See the hat over there? I never fit in it.
It's like I quit. And I stand up. All of a sudden, 10 minutes later, you're suck a dick, dog.
I quit too early.
I quit too early.
There's still a lot more show to go.
People want me back.
You want to play heroes? After the show?
We've had so many great encounters. I just remembered that one because of how bad of a friend I was. I was telling you about that earlier. When I was like so stupidly dumb arrogant that I was like, see Josh, I have personality. And y'all are just like good looking. So you need me. And this guy was like, he's dumb. He was like, okay, Mike. I don't even think you respond. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Total coolness over here.
You're like,
That's what I'm like.
this guy's serious.
Secretly
though.
dog. I was like, sayonara. Oh, I see how wordplayed you there. You thought I was gonna say the color of this pen is royal blue.
That I'm holding in my hand. Oh God.
He's a madman, Your Honor.
Oh, he's a madman, Your Honor.
Yeah.
What does he say after that? He's like tortured by facts or something like that. He said something at the end of it. I forget it.
What are you doing? I'm kicking my ass. Do you mind?
He's on his own last leg or something like that. He said something.
Yeah. He
Really
said
bad,
something.
man.
Yeah. I remember, I haven't watched that movie in years.
It's so long.
Over a decade.
Ah,
Maybe 2.
sorry about my ex-wife. I'm just kidding.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. Dude, so the fruit is looming. I'm happy, bro.
Oh.
I'm in such a goose mood. I was driving here. Obviously, this man, he recorded like 4 hit albums. So first song, Chuck E. Cheese and the Bandit Boys, good tune.
Oh, yeah.
Rocky, Bullwinkle, and Chuck, great tune.
What in the hell is happening here?
Freddie Got Bunny, even better. What happened? Did you backwash in your laptop?
4.2 alcohol percentage.
They
It's
tried.
Michael,
Yeah,
it's like a fucking 116 carbs in this.
it's a Bud Light DAC.
Son of a bitch. Nothing light about it.
It's definitely not light on
Well, it might be, but fucking who cares about calories on this diet?
So how did you know Josh was mad? He hit me.
He hit me. You
He never hits me.
son of a bitch.
Dude, that reminds me.
No, I might have read it wrong. It might have been 8 carbs. I don't know.
I was remembering, like, when
I
have
don't
you
know.
ever been your maddest at me? And I couldn't remember a time where you've ever yelled at me, but I do remember a time where I was super scared of you, and it was like slow motion. And that was, there was 2 times. The one where you put me through
The closet?
the closet because I lit your hair on fire.
Lit my hair on fire? My head on fire?
Not my fault. Not my fault.
My head.
And then, yeah, my bad. I said I'm sorry.
Yeah,
And
that
then
was all the swift. I put my hair out, and then like.
And then me with my advanced calculations, Josh was minding his own business. And I snuck up on him with a pillow and whacked him. And this guy was like, and it was like the slowest, like, and when you looked at me, I was like, and all I heard was like, like, and I was terrified, bro. I think I even ran from you. Didn't I run? You, I was
yeah.
like, no. And you just
Yeah.
like, come here. And it's like, blah, 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 blah. Like, dude, you beat
Yeah.
the shit out of me.
Yeah. That was good times.
That was.
I love it when you surprise attack me with a pillow.
Yeah, that was like the kid fighting the dad, and the dad's like, "Oh, you're gonna try this." Like, it's clearly a mistake.
Oh man,
Dude,
God,
so many murderously fun times.
very good times. Very good times. I have never been afraid of you. 'Cause, I mean,
I think there was actually one time where we like wrestled, and I didn't know this, but you were always going like half cab, 50% on me, and you were still dumping me, holding me down, right? And then one time I was like, I'm gonna hulk out of this, and like I hulked up, and then like I got you to like flip around, and you're like, dude, I was like, sorry, whoa.
we had some interesting times.
Dude.
We had some interesting times.
There's this mode in Josh, and I don't think you're aware of it. You have to be. That like, because I don't think I've ever even seen you get in a serious fight. Like nobody's even tried to squab.
That's true.
But like you have a serious mode to where if someone gets you, it's
That's true. I do not like getting got.
It's pure instinct too. Like
Yeah.
that roll switch, like when I pinned you down for 2 seconds, like Josh had like went for a move on my arm, and I like turned and then like was on top, and he was like, nope. And like I was like, face down that way, up, pants down,
Face
like,
down, ass up.
bro. It was bad.
Yeah.
I like get up, like I said, I'm sorry.
No, I definitely have a dirtiness to me too.
Dude,
Like,
it's rough.
I only unleash it though when I feel like it is like a snap.
I wish you could have saw what you looked like when you did it, because you were like,
Just looking like every murderer
Yeah,
ever
dude, you
in
look
every
like-
movie.
you were like a dog waiting to throw the
Right.
frisbee. Like, you were crucially tough. I would never want to fight you in a boxing ring.
In a real fight.
In a real fight either. No,
Yeah.
never. Even if I was like bigger and stronger and you were midgeted, like, you know, we cut your knees off. Even then, you would bite my ankles off. You're a vicious dog.
Pitbull, baby.
Pitbull, baby. Dude,
Mm.
that was pretty Ocean's 11.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Pinky out. That's what I'm talking about.
You're not fancy.
Oh man.
Do you even go to London?
Nah, I'm horribly traveled. Like I'm not well traveled at all. Lived in Hawaii, obviously, but that's still the U.S.
You're pretty well traveled. I mean, LA compared to most who are Goonies. You're LA,
Excuse me.
Indiana, Hui, Ebba baby. I mean, you
Ebba,
kind of
baby.
Ebba baby. I always throw it out there. I'd be like, yeah, I live in Hawaii, and they're like, where? I'm like, Ebba, Long Beach, North Shore. You know where North Shore is? It's opposite. Like I don't even say South Shore. I just say North Shore, but the other one. Like East Shore? No, wrong one, fool.
South Shore. South Shore. South Shore. South Shore.
Isn't that not even a shore? It's just like backyard. Yeah.
Where'd you live in Hawaii? On the island?
On the island?
Where you?
Were you fucking dumb? Fucking dumb? Dude, who brings their best friend to the fucking greatest dope ass house ever? Was college after that or before? It was after, right?
College was. You talking about the Blue House?
No. So Hawaii.
Oh.
We were already done with college at that point, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we were.
Sometimes I forget that.
Yep.
Because college blended so hot. Like, it was fire sauce.
Yeah. College was everywhere.
That was the dream city. And then we went straight from there to like, hey, we were both managers. Well, I was an assistant manager. Let's be real here. At Radio Chic. And then we literally turned from there, got transfers. I got the craziest lucky transfer. God was on my side.
I don't even know how you got that transfer.
You know why?
Yeah, I know.
Because his kid got hurt. Thanks, Bill.
No, I didn't know that.
He was like, I'm gonna fire that. What's going on, honey? I gotta get home now. It's just like that.
Basically,
I was like, we fucking got him.
they were like, "We got him," and then you were like, "Boo!"
What'd you say I did?
Where is he now? All right.
I remember when Bill called me that morning, and he was like, Mike, I'm gonna ask you one question, and you're gonna answer me honestly. Do you understand me? And I was like, yeah, Bill. And he was like, did you steal some phones and sell them and take them? And I was like, no, Bill. And he was like, Mike. And I was like, yes, Bill. I mean, it was like looking at my face. I was like, yes, Bill. Because he called me on the phone. He couldn't see my face. Lucky me. Oh, it's so crazy. I did sell that couple a phone. And then they tried to get crazy with me. They left with it. This craziness. That was crazy though. There was too much craziness that happened at Radio Shack. It was too terrible. Like our customers were awful.
Mm-hmm.
Like ridiculous. Did I tell you about that dude that came in that couldn't? He was looking for a TV repair kit. Did I ever tell you the story? Oh, bro. So you know how people go into Radio Shack? What kind are they? I'll let you answer it so you know. The people that go into Radio Shack, what are they coming in for?
Well,
Information, right? They just want information. They don't even want to buy it there most of the time.
yeah,
So this guy came in for a TV repair kit, right?
yeah.
And I was like, sir, I said, see, with how cheap TVs have gotten, it's better to just go to Goodwill and get a new TV for $30. I was like, we just don't sell TV repair kits. There wasn't any money in it. I'm sorry. It was 22 years ago. And he was like, well, I came here 22 years ago and Radio Shack was doing fine. Probably why you guys are failing now. And I was like, no, actually, sir, the reason we're failing is because 22 years ago, you were happy with our service and you never came back. He straight up walked out pissed as fuck. It was like the quickest thing I could think of because I was so mad. Because he was like, wow, that's probably why you guys are fucking failing. I was like, oh. You didn't say that to me. Just all smart.
I liked it. I liked it.
Yeah, it was a good story.
Retail sucks.
Dude, retail's...
Retail's the worst. If you're in retail, get the fuck out of there.
Dude, fast food is probably as bad, if not worse, but it's the same style of disregard. Like, if you don't try and upsell them batteries, they're like, well, maybe you didn't try hard enough, bitch. And you're like, I don't even want to sell you batteries. Like,
Yeah, did you sell a replacement plan with that cord? Wait, what? It doesn't cover anything on it, by the way. Only thing is manufacturer warranty. It's a cord! Only thing that can happen to it is fucking physical damage. Like you cutting it or something. Doesn't cover that.
so, you know, we used to have those, like...
Infestation of roaches or ants? Doesn't cover
doesn't
that.
cover that.
Like, wait, what? Why does that even need to be discussed?
You remember those stupid little 3-footers that we used to sell?
Yeah,
So those 3-footers were on sale for $3.99, right? You remember that?
yeah.
And they were on sale, normally $15. That's bullshit, but they were normally $15. $3.99. So it rings it up, and it's like this item that's $3.99. It was like, do you want a replacement kit for $3.59? And I was like, sir, would you like to buy insurance on this cord for $3.59? And he was like, no, I think if it breaks, I'll just come get another one for $3.99. I'll just take my chances. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
You're selling cords without plans. You failed me.
I was very good at selling people replacement
yeah.
plans.
Oh, yeah.
That was my
I was pretty good at it too.
that was my bread and butter as a
But I was just a little bit more shady than you.
What's up? You got a firstborn? Come over here.
I was so used to selling like it was like telemarketing. So they'd be like, no, I don't want that. And they'd be like, that's understandable, but you're going to need it, so I'm going to grab it. And I would do that. And they'd be like, no, I don't want it, sir. And I'd be like, yeah, no, I get that. But if this phone breaks, you're going to be out, right? And he'd be like, yeah. And I'd be like, that's why I'm getting it. And he'd still be like, dude, I told you don't have like I was pretty fucking bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I never snuck anything on there, but I was definitely really aggressive. You had to be at Radio Shack. If we didn't have an attach of like 33%, like we were getting bummed. Like,
Yeah.
if we didn't attach 3 items too, like what craziness is that? What do I attach to batteries? He's like, oh well, you could have done this air duster.
Oh
and-
my god. This
And these components.
Listen, man. I need you to buy these 3 items for 99 cents. Okay, capiche?
Capiche? I got an old Toshiba 5.
My dollar is way down. But hey, I'm up there in percentages.
Sir, I need you to help me out. I need a cord for a Toshiba 5 HC12. I'm looking for the block series. I'd be like, Okay, did you buy it here? And he'd be like, no, I didn't buy it here. And he'd be like, well, then how would I know? He was like, Radio Shack normally can figure my things out. I would be like, fuck. I didn't even buy it here. Why do I gotta know more?
All the answers. They give me no profit.
The cockiest fucking customers, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, who does that at McDonald's? You didn't ask me if I wanted to tip. Like, what? Do you want a tip? No. Like, it was like, what the fuck?
Fries used to be better 20 years ago.
Like, they're gonna tell you, like, these fries have been shit, and he throws it back at the window. That's the customers that used to go to Radio Shack. The angriest people in the world, who often never bought anything. They would just ask you questions and then be like, all right, I'll get that online.
Yeah.
Fucking douche nozzles.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, man. Fuck, dude. That was when, like, online shopping was just taking off like crazy, too. Like,
That was brand new then. Yeah, nobody was buying shit online. It just started.
yeah. Just started, like, taking off.
This was before Amazon was even making money.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Remember when people were like, aren't you concerned, sir, that you aren't making any money? No, we're just gonna stick in it. We're just gonna stick in it, and we're hoping that it'll come around. Look at me now.
Just gonna ride the wave.
We're gonna ride the wave and flow.
There's no way this business model fails.
Bunny be black.
This is our fourth business model this year. No way this one fails. This business model is impeccable.
How bad do they actually have to be? So let's break the ice. I want to break the ice on this. So everybody that doesn't know, Radio Shack did not fail because nobody went to Radio Shack. That's not why they failed. That's not why they lost money. That's not why they had to close all their stores. Josh, tell them why they had to close all their stores.
Well, it was because of the horrible fucking contracts with cell phone companies. Yeah.
Could you give an example of one of these companies and what happened?
Well, for one,
Go on, Chuck.
okay, here's my 12 steps to why. No.
why I hate
easy one is Verizon.
Go on.
If you purchase a phone through Radio Shack with Verizon, and
Which
we
100,000 people did.
yeah, and you defaulted on one payment.
So missed or late a payment, you're saying?
If you missed or were late,
Just late.
on a payment,
Shucks.
Verizon could charge Radio Shack back.
Did they?
For 100% of the phone.
Did they?
Yeah.
It was the phone and the service, wasn't it?
And probably a service.
It was the
too,
whole
yeah.
contract. It was like the
Yeah.
whole fucking contract. So 98% of every phone they ever sold at
When
Radio
they-
Shack.
When they signed that contract with Verizon had to be like, we got them.
We got them. Well, I just don't know.
There's
like,
no way.
how many CEOs came into that company? I mean, what we went through just on us. We went through like 5.
Yeah.
You went through like probably 100, but I went through like 5 towards that last year and a half or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And every one of them was like, I'm really promising about this. I think it's going to be a good vibe. I did really good at Coca-Cola, and I'm really going to help you guys out. And then like, they'd be like, I don't know, why am I losing money? Like, it would be so easy to see. That's why you're losing money. Look at the contract that you just lost money on. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense.
We're just not selling the phones.
Yeah.
No.
We had to sell more phones to make up for the phones that we're not selling.
Slang those phones. Like, no
Who-
more phones.
Who is that credible that they're like, you're saying as long as the customer doesn't default in 12 months, we can do it? Who said yes?
We're gonna trust the customer.
Who said, let's take the sales out of our realm. I'm gonna put all the reliability on the customer. Like, who's done that
Sounds
ever?
Solid.
Who's done that ever? And they were just like, oh no, we vet them really good. You out of your mind? It's a phone bill. Those people are heinous.
Yeah.
I mean, bills be acting crazy, and it be their fault sometimes. And they're like, yo, we
That's
misjudged
true.
you, and you got charged $284,000. I want you to
I
relax.
mean, like, it's sometimes you don't even know when your bill is due.
Dude, it's crazy. They're like, you're on
Yeah.
billing cycle 7C. See, so 7C happens on the
Well,
31st
but-
to 7th and
But
the
it was
21st.
after 2, so now you're 7D.
Yes.
Like, what?
It's like, so your billing cycle
Yeah.
ends on the 8th, so it starts back up on the 31st. It was like that.
Yeah.
You had to like look and you'd be like, oh, so your number is 7. And then you would go and check your billing cycle chart that would change sometimes. So like, dude, it was in your imagination.
Boom. Boom.
The withered.
Boom.
I think he the withered.
Boom.
I only got 3 balls.
Ah.
I got 3 balls for you. Good ball. Rectangle.
Royal blue. Yeah, man.
Dude,
Sweet.
honestly, can I ask you a question seriously?
Probably.
How is Our Life Encounters not a movie?
We could definitely make a movie out of it.
Like,
If we should probably start writing our memoir now, just so we can make a movie out of it. Like,
I just feel like.
and we just, well, I mean, this is we tell some stories on here.
Yeah.
We don't go into great detail to
If there-
save the privacy of. Never mind. I
The
don't know
story,
what's
though,
going
the privacy.
on.
I like it. No, so you checking checks? No, so the
Checks and balances.
checks and balances. So the funniest thing is that we are telling a story, and we still tell it pretty good, and it is a good story. But if you would have been there live, it is so good
Yeah.
that like. If you told me like, hey, aliens like watch you guys because it's hilarious, I would be like, I gotta,
Yeah, I mean, because it's your personality.
obviously not your looks. No, it's crazy though.
Those
Like,
guys.
dude, think of how many things we went. The bird call for one. Boo! Like, boo, dude, bro. I was like, Josh, and you were like,
That's so funny.
I can hear you, but where are you?
Pigeons? At
Pigeons?
this time of night?
Yes,
I think not.
pigeons at this time of night. I think not.
That had to be how your brain happened.
Dude, it was. It literally, that was my line of thinking. The people in my brain were like, we know what we're doing. Tell him, where are you, Josh? And then it's like, and then it goes up here and it's like, where are you, Josh? That's what it looked like. Where are you, Josh? It's crazy how smooth I can be in some instances. And by that, I mean the way that night went down.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, how gold. Like, I was Goldilocks. Like,
You're
secure,
Goldilocks.
Secure.
Capital D.
Secure. Like I saved the lives. Save the lives. And get the girl. I dodged the topies. Save the lives, get the girl, dodge the topies.
Yeah. That was about as good as the night could get for you. You saved my life.
I was
Get the
looking-
girl.
I was-
And a dodge any Toby
Dude,
bites.
I literally looked at the fax report the next day and was like, I did what?
The facts report.
Dude, it's crazy. At one
Do
point,
you have my billing statement for last night, please?
I do.
I need all of the
At
billing
one
statements.
point, I remember she was in the bathroom and she was like, I'm peeing. And I walked in and I was like, I don't care. And she just ate it up. Like, okay. And I'm remembering in my mind, like, you're not that guy. How'd you do that? That's not you, kid. But it is.
Well, we were kings.
Yeah, that's true.
When you roll with me, you run the city.
Dude. We were hot fire, dude.
It was a problem.
Oh my god, squishy!
You were a problem because you were single.
Yeah.
Me.
I was hot dog.
I was by the time that
And
we
I was
got.
skinnier.
I mean, you were out there for some of while I was single. That's true.
Right.
But when we lived together, yeah, I was with Ashley.
Yeah.
And by that time, you were just
You still had a fucking throne.
yeah.
You were still like,
A futon man invited me.
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, who's that? And you got like a robe on. Your shirt says futon man. You got a cape. Oh, this futon man.
Well,
eh?
even when Ashley and I first got together,
Dude.
I mean, we all partied a lot. So
It's crazy to me though.
yeah,
Like it's crazy.
Like she didn't inhibit the partying.
I don't even see movies now that kind of that displays the level of power, and I mean purely. And this is with Ollie Wally. This is with Ollie Wally in the mix. So I mean, even Ollie Wally's hitting 9s. Like even Ollie Wally's on top of life. And I love Ollie Wally. He's one of my best friends too. You know this, but I'm saying we were on another level. I mean, there was that. There was the lockdown. There was me getting arrested. There was me saving Ollie's life. There was me saving your life. There was so many things that happened in college that were like, oh, that's 35 movies. Okay.
Yeah. The sequels would have been crazy.
Oh my god. Just the one where I was like, what'd you say to him? And she was like, I called him Kim. And I was like, you gotta go. That one.
Yeah.
And still being able to hit that right there is a movie. The only way to like you could just wrap it up at the end, like 10 years later, and like we're married, and then like me and her are married, and then you're still like, so that should be cool. Like that would be a perfect ending. But I'm saying, like we had the craziest, like Ghost Toby.
Yeah, Toby saving your life even. Toby saved you.
Toby did save my life.
Yeah.
That spider was as big as Montana.
The spider was like the size of this can.
Dude, it was fucking
That was
huge.
nuts.
I've never even seen a spider that big. Dude, it was colossal, bro. It was colossal.
Yeah. Yeah. Toby don't bark for spiders.
He don't bark at nothing.
That thing was ridiculous.
Yeah, dude. And
Oh my days.
Me and him just got along, like right at the beginning too.
Yeah.
That's when I was super into Ancient Aliens.
You
Oh my god, that reminds me.
remember yeah.
Ryan.
Huh?
Can we talk about Ryan?
Who's Ryan?
The guy that tried to tell you that you didn't know me and that I was an alien?
Oh yeah, I do remember.
Tell the
I don't remember that guy, but I remember you convinced him that you were like an alien or something. And he tried to talk to me about it, like, hey man, you don't know this guy like you think you know him. I'm like, I think I do. I am pretty sure I do.
See, he went and told me, he was like, well, he said he knows you. He was like, I know Mike. And I was like, oh, I know he knows Mike. And I looked at him and I leaned in and I said, I know Mike. And he just lost shit.
Yeah.
Bro, you know what happened? And this is the truth. And this is when I started believing the universe was a simulation. And this is the honest truth. And you guys are going to get the full cap. This is actual fact.
Okay.
At that time, and I think I've told you this before, but it was like, we were in college, so I wouldn't be shocked if you don't remember. But he was believing things I was saying because I had watched Ancient Aliens with him, and we would get drunk, and we'd watch Ancient Aliens together, and I would be like, "Can I tell you some things?" "No, I'm not supposed to tell you. I'm not going to." And he'd be like, "No, just tell me, dog." And I'd be like, "Dude, if I told you, I would be in big trouble, so I'm just gonna shut the fuck up." And I would do shit like that. It was weird. I don't know what was going on in my mind.
Yeah.
But like in my mind, I was literally like, I'm gonna fuck with this guy, because it was funny to me at that time. I was still learning like how to be a good human. I would say I didn't have respect for the universe at all. So long story short, this guy. Luckily, I only told him to do good things. Like I told him to like love his wife and never cheat. I said a lot of good things to him, but one time in particular, and I'll never forget it in my entire life, because I was out eating food and we were like eating egg roll wraps or something like that, and it was me and two girls and we were eating, and it was remember that girl that I was hanging out with? Okay, so you remember the girl we kicked out? Her friend that was shorter, but well, her name was like Bessie or something like that, or Bessie, something like that. Anyways.
Yeah.
So I'm out with them, we're eating food. He messages me. He's like, yo, what up, dog? And I'm like, yo, how you doing? You see a rabbit? And I got the idea of rabbit out of nowhere, but it was like basically because I'd watched The Matrix. And she was like, follow the white rabbit. And so we had just watched that before we went to get something to eat. So I was in the mindset of fucking with him. So I was like, what, did you see the rabbit? And apparently he calls me and he starts screaming at me. And I'm like, what's going on, dude? And I was like, what's going on? And he was like, dude, he's like, you need to tell me what you've done. You need to tell me where the cameras are, what the fuck's going on. He was like, dude, I was driving my car, pulled up on a stop sign, out in like nowhere. And he was like, and this fucking rabbit jumps out and then looks at me. And then there was like 3 baby rabbits. And he was like, and then they all crossed the road, total normal thing. But it just happened to happen right then. And he was like, how did you do that? How did you do that? And I was like, don't worry about it. You okay? like I literally was like, it's okay. I'll tell you when you get here. It was crazy. And I found that the universe will make it will do the work for you. Like if I pretend that I know what I'm talking about, the idea in your mind, the universe will do the rest. Like if I stand strong on the fact that, you know, like I'm an alien and I haven't done this and blah blah blah. Dude, he was freaking sold. So sold that him and his lady left, got a cabin, and never heard from him again for like 4 years. But I heard from a friend that he was still out in the cabin with her, and they had a baby. But yeah, he ended up getting her pregnant, and I was like, "You should take care of her." And he's like, "I don't really like her," and I was like, Joshua, like, because his name was Ryan, but his middle name was like Joshua. And so I said, "What is your name?" I said, "I met you before," and he was like, "Ryan." I was like, "No, it's nothing." So what's your middle name? And he was like, "Joshua," and I was like, "Joshua." And So anyways, long story short, I'm a terrible person. I feel terrible for what had happened.
Yep, let's make a movie about him.
Yeah, I know. But I didn't know what I was doing, but it was a life-changing lesson for me, and it was crazy what had happened. Like, it literally felt like we were in a simulation.
I remember I lived in a different, this is like one summer, I lived in Eugene.
Yep.
And we would go party. I would have a party planned in Monmouth that night.
Mm-hmm.
And this man we would wake up at my house in Eugene.
Oh, yeah.
We would drive to work, which is in Albany at that point.
Dude, that was crazy.
And then I would work like an 8 to 9 hour shift. This man would just chill at the mall / in my truck because I had the bed in the back of the truck, remember?
Yeah, and he'd get in early, so I would like sleep till it was too hot.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, because I normally opened.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, dude, the stories that could be told about that truck could make a movie itself.
Dude, me coming back for the first time and being like, "Hey, I'm just going to be like an amoeba on your back. Is that okay?" And you're like, "That's all I ever wanted." And it was like the greatest.
That's all I've ever wanted.
That's the greatest thing ever. Because like, I think I followed you everywhere. I mean, we went everywhere together.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody was like, "Where's Mike? Where's your brother?" Like, and nobody knew us as anything but brothers.
Yeah.
All brothers.
Yep.
It's the best.
That was good times. Good times. Yangs.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking Yangs. Remember when I worked at the tanning salon?
Oh,
The
yeah?
tanning salon?
Yeah.
Oh, my days.
Dude, you're a sav, bro. Dude, at that tanning salon, I used to come in there, and I remember one time I came in, and I had girls with me, so I thought I was hot shit. And I was still trying to, like, imitate what he was doing. Because I was, like, branching out on my own and being like, "I'm gonna go out for the night." He'd be like, "Oh, without me?" Like, you're like, "It's cool."
I just look at my phone and be like, "There's not shit going on tonight."
Yeah, I know. You'd be like, "It's cool, fool, do whatever." And I was just like, "All right, man." And then so I would, like, leave. And, again, I showed up at work the next day. Because that was, like, when I was hanging out with Christine. So I was going to Christine's dorm. And I went to one of her parties, which nobody knew of, because I think we went to, like, Salem. And I came and saw you at work the next day. And I was hanging out with, like, Bessie and that other girl, which is, her name is Ray Lynn. And I saw you, and I just thought I was the hottest shit ever. And you were like, "What are you doing here, punk?" Like, and I was just like, "Just checking in on you, dog." Like, just trying to be cool, because I was really just trying to show these girls my best friend. And because I was just like, dude, we can take, you know, like, dude, let's just, and you were like, "Get the fuck out of here." And so I show up at work, and this guy, I look at him, and this lady walks in, and he's talking to me, and he walks in, and he was like, "Hold on, Vlad." He was like, "Hey, how can I help you?" And she's just like, "Hi, I was hoping to get a tan." And like, "Oh, I want to get like, do you have any like lotions I could buy? Like, what was your recommendation?" Like, just trying to enter conversations.
Yeah, that was a good time.
And I sat there back watching you like, nice.
This man was like, "Why do you work there?" And I was
Yeah.
like, "You wouldn't
Because
understand."
it was a tanning salon.
Yeah, he was like, "Why do you work there?" I was like, "What the hell are you doing working there?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Dude,
because you had a good job.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
you were making great money.
that was on the side. That was like
That was a side,
side job, yeah."
You literally had a side job in the tanning salon for just fucking trim. Like, you're just wild, dude. The legend of you. Like, literally.
That was crazy.
I could write a movie just off the legend of you. And I'm not even blowing smoke, kids. Like, I mean, I've got some movies, trust me.
Oh,
There's
man.
3 or 4. But this
fucking
guy.
fucking Pong, bro. Oh my god.
God, there's some Pong stories.
Shotgunning. Pong stories.
Do you remember when we used to beer pong or beer? What is it called?
Beer
shotgun.
pong?
Yeah, when we shotgun. When
Shotgun.
we would shotgun girls at parties, and I'd be like, nah, you don't want this guy, and they'd be like,
I can beat him. Give it. Let's do it, mister.
and you'd be like, what's your name? And she would be like, Sandy, and you'd be like, all right, Sandy, listen, I don't want to do this, but I'll let you start. And she, like, dude, you were like so stoic sometimes, especially around
Yeah.
women. Like, I could
Yeah.
be talking to you, and you're like, and then a woman comes, and you're like, hello, Tina. Like, it's totally fucking different. And she's like trying to flirt with him, like, bring it, mister, like doing that shit. And he's like, all right. And then he'd give her a headshot and be like, are you late?
I would too. I would count. I'd be like 1,000,
Yes.
2,000. Okay, now I start.
And then yeah, but see, dude,
Yeah. That was brutal.
I think he used to like pause the universe and just like drink it down and then unpause. Because dude, it's fast. It's like 1.5 seconds for a full shotgun. I've never seen
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And I'm quick,
Yeah, yeah.
but you could beat me.
Yeah.
Like you shit on my number. Like it's like winning an Olympic gold medal. Like everybody's hitting 7s and I get like a 4, and it's like the greatest thing ever. And then you come in and you're like 1.5, and I'm like, what? You should 3 though. Like it's crazy, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we could talk about you when you were the head of the snake. That's a movie.
Yeah, that shit's
That's a
crazy.
fucking movie and a half.
So can I tell that story?
That's-
Can I tell that story?
That's like 3 movies right there at least.
So this is how Gangster Mike used to be. So I went into this man's town in Monmouth. We owned Monmouth. This guy already was the emperor, and I basically just kind of showed up from Great Britain. Like people were like, "Who's he? Oh my God, you have a different accent." Like it was just, you know, because I was from Louisville, Kentucky. So I was like, "Yes, all right, whatever." You know, and they'd be like, "Oh, what is that? What is that?" And so fucking basically, I'm selling weed at this time, and we got a lot of girls that we're selling weed to. And basically, this girl, she was like, I hit her up, and I was like, "Kinsey, what's up? I ain't seen you in a hot minute." And she was like, "Yeah, we've been getting away from Juice. Sorry." And I'm like, "Juice? Who's Juice?" And she was like, "Juice, yeah, Juice, Justin, Juice." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "You call Juice, and you tell him, give him my number, and I want to talk to him." And she was like, okay." And I was like, "I want to buy from him." And she's like, "Okay." So she gave me my number, and he answered the phone. He's like, "Yo, it's Juice. Who this?" And I'm like, "It's Squish." Like, this is what I'm doing the whole time. And he's like, "What can I do for you?" Like, and I'm just like, "Yo, so I'm gonna be real with you." I was like, "I heard you sold some shit to Kinsey." I was like, "I normally sell to Kinsey." I was like, "I got the whole town of Monmouth like on map, but I'm realizing that maybe you got it on map too. I'm thinking we should form an empire." This guy was like, "What you doing right now?" I was like, "Chilling." He was like, "You will come through?" I was like, "Yeah." So I came through, went to his house, moved in 2 days later. Remember, I moved in 2 days later at Juice's house, that like 5 or 6 bedroom.
Yeah.
That's when I got raided too. I got
Yeah.
raided in my underwear. That's how thug I am. They came in there like, "Which one of you guys is squishy?" I had it on I got tattoos on it. I was like,
Not me.
they were like, "You are the most reckless sailor I've ever seen." I was like, they were like, "You know you sold to an informant?" I was like, "Nope." That was, see, it was so terrible. But see, like at that time, though, like I felt invincible. Like we were kids, we were in Oregon. Oregon weed was like totally normal. All I really smoked was weed, and so I didn't even really care about it. Like I just didn't. And it's super crazy. Even the story of Juice, and then the ending monologue where you saw me in jail, and I was gonna take the rap for Juice. Dude, this guy saved my life.
Yeah.
Not only has he saved my life a million times.
Well, I saved your life in like 20 ways in that scenario. For one, you were using my cell phone because I worked at Radio Shack, so I had all my dealer lines.
So he had a dealer business line.
Yeah.
So when they tried to pull a warrant on the phone, they couldn't use it because it wasn't under my name; it was under his, and he didn't commit any illegal action.
They had nothing on me.
So they couldn't.
I've always been squeaky.
So they went to court with me and couldn't use any of the phone records they seized. because of this. And I was like, with him.
Yeah.
So lucky.
Yeah.
Jesus looks
Good
out for
God,
me.
man.
Jesus is like looking out for me.
And then you were like gonna take the rap, and I was like,
Yeah.
I'd already done my own research on what the fuck other Juice was doing. I was like, no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, you were like, Juice is fucking around, dude. He's doing all this other stuff. And I was like, still my fault. I feel like I failed. I'm gonna take the hit. And you were like, look, fool, they're laughing at you. And I was like, what? Like, literally, I remember about, like, I feel like I was about ready to get up and walk out. And you were like, listen to me. You were like, they are laughing at you. And I was like, what do you mean? And you were like, bro, they are clowning on you. Like, oh, Mike ain't never gonna get fucking out. He's a dumb fucking dumb. Like, and then you said a whole bunch of shit that they were, like, gonna lie on me about in court.
Yep.
And if I didn't defend it, then I would have got a crazy hit on all that shit.
Yeah.
And so he told me, and it saved my ass.
Yeah.
Which then in turn also allowed me to save Oliver's ass, which was great because they were watching him for like 2 weeks. There was a cop staying right there on campus, by the football field. But yeah, bro, it was nuts.
Yeah, you were crazy. That was intense.
Yeah,
Like,
bro.
I remember you telling me, oh god, yeah, I remember when you told me you moved in to his house, and then you were like, we got all this stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I remember just being like, oh my god.
We were making a lot of money then. Too.
What is going on over there? It's total dad mode.
Whoa. I remember you showing up like, I don't approve. I was like, chill, pops. Bro, I was so fucking crazy out of my mind at that time.
That's like a
That's a movie.
spin-off show off the spin-off show right there.
That's a movie right there.
That's like power before power.
Dog, that's just so crazy. See, and then there was the fast. Oh my god, there's so many good things. So like at jail,
Go ahead.
no, I don't want to skip something. What?
I was just gonna say that's not even, dude. We could also make movies about fucking our trips to Corvegas. It's not Corvallis, it's Corvegas.
Dude, that was the hot shit.
Yeah.
That was that fire, son.
Yeah.
You remember Acacia?
Yeah.
Acacia Fire.
Yep.
Dynasty Warriors, baby.
Yep.
That has nothing to do with the game.
Sorry, so continue your story. I didn't mean to derail it.
So we were in jail. You know how I got super religious?
Yes.
I got super gaudy.
I know.
Like I started reading, and it's funny because I stayed with this dude who had killed like his wife or something like that on accident. It was like on accident, and he was like telling me about it. Me and him became good friends. Funny story with that too. So he was telling me, he was like, I said, man, what are you reading? He was like, I'm reading the Bible, and I was like, I'm good. And he was like, do you not like the Bible? And I was like, stupid me, you know. And he was just like, that's funny. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, it's only the most popular book in the world, but okay. And I was like, right.
Most popular book.
So I started reading it, bro. So I started fucking
good
reading
one.
it. So I was like, I started reading it. And crazy thing is I started reading the Bible, and this is the funniest shit that happened to me. So think of the setting that I'm in. This is going on. I've never been locked up ever.
Mm-hmm.
Going through a setting. We're in dorms. I'm with this old man. We're in our dorm. I ended up getting this intense pain because at jail or you're only sleeping on like a bunk, and then you're on like a metal bed. And so I would sit on the bed almost all the time because you sit on the bed. Well, I don't have a lot of cushion on my butt because I don't have any butt fat. I just don't got a lot of butt fat. And so like I started hurting really bad. Like my butt hurt really fucking bad. And it like
flat butt.
yeah, and it like it hurt inside my butt. Like it was bad, bro. So I had to hit the button and everybody could hear me, and I was like, yo, I got intense inner butthole pain. And bro, at 11 at night, they escorted me out, and everybody's like, yo, Mike got raped. So everybody's thinking like this old man raped me and shit. Like everybody's like, this old man raped me. And I'm like, fuck you, bitch, no, I went down. Like, literally. And so we end up getting back, and this is after that. I end up making friends with a few people in there. And then of course you kept me rich in there. So you were like, yeah, you were like, how much you need? I was like 100, 150. He was like, I got you. Threw his shit right on the books.
300.
300 on the books. Like,
I kept your books.
Yeah, ask for 100, he put 300 on it.
I kept your books good.
He's like, just in case I don't see you next week.
It was, it was like,
You beat my dad there. Oh, there's so many things.
yeah. Your dad was pissed.
Hated you.
Yeah.
He hated you.
Yeah.
At that time. But so we're doing this thing, right? And I'm getting really religious.
How your dad found out?
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
That was me.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
So we're there. I'm getting really religious at this point, and I'm like literally not gaining followers, but people are starting to understand like who I am, and I'm starting to get like a lot of friends there. As I'm there,
Which is what you want. When
Yeah,
you go
well-
to jail.
well, yeah, you do.
Prison.
For real, you
Yeah.
really do. So I was sitting there, and I was fasting. So you notice I was fasting. I wasn't eating none of my meals, so I was giving them all out
That's true.
every day.
When I went to go
giving them
pick
out.
you up, I already
Yeah.
brought you food, and you're like, "Nah, I don't want it." I was like, "Bro, you just been in jail for like
Yeah.
forever. What do you mean you don't want this food?
Yeah, I was like, nah.
How about your favorite meal?
Yeah, I was like,
How about you Yangs or something
I
stupid?"
know it
Yeah.
was, bro. And I was literally like, sorry, homie, I'm fasting. But this is a great story. This is how it's the whole movie. So check this out. So we're fasting, and no, hold up. Before I'm fasting, I only plan on fasting for like 3 or 4 days. So I was practice fasting. So like I wasn't eating, but I was only going to go for 3 or 4 days. Josh gives me some money. I know that I'm going to be able to eat by Sunday. So the food comes on Sunday. I order pizza, a hamburger, bacon, whole bunch of shit, M&Ms, like tons of shit. And it gets to Sunday, and Saturday night, I'm like, God, I fasted for 3 days. I've been doing really good. I haven't eaten. I've only drank water. I was like, I feel like if I don't eat tomorrow, I'm gonna die. Is this enough? Like, is this enough pittance? And I'd always, when I read the Bible, I would always close my eyes, and then I would start reading at whatever chapter, and then I would get my answer then. Dude, I flip, I get to this point, like not even like 2 sentences down. It's like, don't take back offerings like fasts to the Lord. It was like, if you're going to fast, don't take it back, or else it doesn't mean nothing. And I'm like, oh shit, dude, my answer. And so I said, okay, all right. I was like, I know what I got to do. So then I keep reading because, like, you know, I'm really into it at this point. I feel like God is like talking to me because that was the question I asked before I started reading. And I'm reading all this stuff, and then it gets deep into fasting, which is ironically weird because there's only like 8 chapters about fasting in the fucking entire Bible. And I get to it, and it's like towards the very end, you have to read like 20 scripts before you get to this part, and it's like, you may partake while you're fasting of unleavened bread, which unleavened bread is bread without yeast. So cornbread. You can eat cornbread. And so I'm like, man, I wish cornbread, you know? And so I'm like, all right, Sunday's coming. I was like, Lord said no. So I was like, I ain't gonna do it. I was like, I'm literally not gonna do it. So my pizza came, my hamburger came, all my food, my M&Ms and everything. And all my friends that was hanging out with me at that time, because at that time it was still kind of, not segregated, we're all together, but like races didn't hang out with other races at all. Like if you were Latino, you hung out over here. If you were white, you hung out over here, especially if you had a tattoo on your neck. If you were black, you hung out over here. You were not allowed to, like they just didn't intermingle. But sometimes they would play cards. And if they played spades or cards, then sometimes they would play with each other. So I ended up making friends with all of them because I played spades. And I ended up getting my food, and I was like, yo, Rick, I was like, I told you, I'm fasting. And then he turned around, he's like, yo, he was for real. And so like everybody swooped in. I'm talking like all the homies, Latinos, blacks, Mexicans, everybody's all around me as I get all this food. And I'm just chopping it into little pieces for everybody. Hamburger, I'm chopping it into 10s, bro. Pizza, I'm chopping it into like 10s. And I'm just serving people out, not eating anything. So the next day, they take me into a room, and court is in 2 hours. And I'm like, what's going on? And they were like, are you okay? And I was like, what are you talking about? They were like, who are you? And I was like, what are you talking about? And they were like, you got a whole bunch of food yesterday, and you gave it all out. They were like, are you being threatened? I was like, no. And they were like, well, then why did you give them the food? And I was like, because I'm fasting. And they were like, you're fasting? And I was like, yeah, I'm very religious. And they were like, so nobody's hurting you? And I was like, no. And they were like, who are you? And I was literally like, I'm nobody. I'm Michael Christensen. And they were literally like, yeah, but see, a lot of these people are longtime gang members. How do you know them? And I was like, I don't. I met them in here. And they were like, I don't believe you, sir. And I was like, I sat there for like a good grip before I got to even get to court. My lawyer finally shows up. When my lawyer shows up, I'm like, yo, my brother's coming. It's like a 3-hour drive to get here. What is the chances that I actually could do, what was it that I asked for? Where they extend your bond, they cover your bond. Optional release. Optional release. So I was some dude with a tattoo on his neck that was like a spider, and he's like webbed up all the way through here. He was like, "Yo, homie, you need to tell me you want optional release," and that's the only reason I knew. I asked my lawyer. I said, "What is the chances my brother's coming? I'd like to get out." And he was like, "Absolutely zero." He was like, "We don't even know what we're doing with you yet, Christensen." He's like, "There's no." This is my lawyer. There's no chance that you're getting out. And I was like, "Okay." And so when my brother's coming, like I said, he drove 3 hours to get here. Could you ask the judge if I could file for optional release? I've never missed a court date. I've never been in trouble. He was like, I will, but I don't think it's going to happen. We went to court. That's when I got released. Weren't you in court?
Mm-hmm.
You were in court with me, but I was
Yeah.
I was on a screen though.
Yeah, no, you were not. You were. They didn't let you out, but they brought you into a window
Oh, that's
where
right.
I could see you.
I was in the chamber.
Yeah, you were in the chamber.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Shit was crazy.
That was wild,
That shit was crazy.
dude. Yeah.
But yeah, that's the fast. Like I ended up making some of the gangsterest friends that I was in there. And that fast, I swear to God, that happened. That Bible shit happened. That dude, like the dude that got me out, basically, that was like, you need to file for optional release. You need to tell him that you want to do this. And he told me everything to say. And like, this was a bad motherfucker. Like, cause I was scared, man. I almost killed myself when I was in there. Cause they told me I was looking at 82.
87.
87, yeah. They were like, you're looking at 87 years. My first offer was 5 years in jail and like 2.5 years probation. I ended up getting 4 years probation,
No jail.
no jail, and
Yeah.
had to pay $15,000 in 4 years and do 284 hours of community service.
And it got expunged. If you did all that.
And it got expunged if I did it.
Yeah.
I told him I wanted to be a coach and a good moral citizen.
I don't know how you got off, like,
Because
so
we became religious and my grandpa became a pastor.
you're not saying you got off, but
No,
you
no.
got dealt the best scenario you could have gotten.
Oh, by far.
You got it off your record.
Oh, by far.
No jail time besides of, while you were
My lawyer hated me
your lawyer.
because I called him a dump truck. I was like, yeah, I got this dump truck over the phone. So they cut my phone privileges off. They put my account in the negative. So I wasn't able to even call Josh until he paid my bill.
Yeah.
I remember I was like, I can't use my phone. And they were like, your phone should be fine, Christensen. And I was like, can you look at it? And they like looked at it and he was like, that's weird. Your account's in the negative. That's like impossible. And he's like, I'll fix it. Just randomly.
Yeah.
So yeah, bro, like it was super destiny, everything that happened in there.
Yeah. Fuck, man.
Bro.
Yeah, that was all bananas. Like I said, movie plus 3.
Movie, yeah.
Right there alone.
Yeah.
Everything you just said.
And then we did probo. Remember, we did probation. First 7 months, totally fine. Didn't even have any
Yeah,
issues,
you had to
didn't
get
smoke.
released to my house.
Yeah,
Remember that?
yes, I did. That was the window.
Little did they know.
Little did they
I was
know.
like the party king. But they never had anything to look at, like my house or me for like drugs or anything.
Remember,
So
you were like, I live on campus, sir. It's a very secure home.
yeah.
You were just off campus in like a meadow home. It was so
It was like so campus was literally here. My
Yeah.
house was just on the same street,
yeah,
but
three houses down.
Yeah,
on the right. Yeah, it was so dope. The best.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember the judge being like, "Oh, he's under your supervision."
Yeah.
So his actions, well, he didn't say exactly we're going to be like under like,
Right.
but he was basically saying like you're watching him. So if he
Yeah,
fucks up, like you better watch
if
your
he
ass.
doesn't show up, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Like you actually. I
Yeah.
think unofficially, you were like. I think you had to accept that if
Yeah.
I didn't show up, you could get talked to or something.
Yeah, something. They would.
Something like that.
Yeah. I remember something along those
Because
lines.
I got released to you.
Yeah.
Like you were a judge or a lawyer or something. Like, you could take your guy, but
Take it back. He doesn't want none of my food. Yeah.
this is the best part that I've always been scared, but now I'm not scared to mention it because it's been so long. During that time, one of the conditions that I had was that I had to rat on everybody, and so I was like, "Yeah, I'll tell you anything you want to know." So we went in, and didn't you drop me off? You had to drop me off there. You didn't drop me off, but you like went there, parked, and I had to go in. I think it was you. If it wasn't you, you were already.
It had to be.
I think it was you because I was
Yeah.
living with you. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So he had taken me, which I think we still had to go up to like Salem or something because some reason it fell under Polk instead of yeah.
Yeah.
So I went up there and these two detectives were sitting there and they're like, all right, you know, and they're like, we're gonna ask you some questions, blah blah blah. And they were like, all right, where'd you get the weed? And I was like, it was some black dude named Monterey or like something like that. And they were like, some black dude named Monterey, like, which wasn't true because I was Asians and stuff like that. Like, it wasn't black people. And I was like, yeah, I don't know him. He's a gangster. He'll shoot me. He told me I'll die. I was like, and he was like, well, you're gonna have to show us where he lives. And I was like, I can't. They all told me they're gonna kill me, and you can't take me to go there because he will kill me, and that puts me in violation. And if I feel threatened, I don't have to do that. And so then they were like, all right, well, you have to give me more information. And I was like, what do you want to know? And they were like, so how much did you buy? And I was like, they bought a boat. Like, but a boat is like 100 E-tabs. And then they were like, and where did you guys get these? And I was like, it was the black dude, Dre, and boat. Like, dude, I just kind of told them like a similar story, but like with, you know. And,
Wrong people?
Yeah, maybe, you know, allegedly.
Yeah.
You know, that's what the movie would have. But, you know, I'm not saying that's what happened, so. Definitely not true, but yeah. But yeah, I ended up, they literally told me, the detectives were like, we'll be seeing you soon, Christensen. Like, because they were trying to basically screw me out of my deal because they felt like I had cheated them.
Which you did.
What?
Hypothetically. Allegedly.
What?
Maybe we're just saying this for the gram.
Yeah, it's for the Insty. So then they tried to put me back in jail, which they did. But I think that was way later, wasn't it? No. They did put me in jail twice after that. One time.
Oh, dude, I remember you were all paid up.
Yes.
And then they came back at you like randomly. Were like, nope, you didn't pay everything.
Yeah.
Everything restarts.
Yeah. So that was at
Yeah.
that was at the.
That you were like done. It was like your last like month, and they were like all the radio silent because you were like, hey guys, like I've paid you.
I was with my PO.
Yeah, you paid up like.
I paid up everything.
Yeah,
I
you
finished
were
all
good.
284 community hours, and I was.
And
getting
they
ready
were
to get
just
out.
like, no.
Never failed a P test, not one time, not once. And I went in, and my probation officer, because at that point I had been transferred to Indiana, and my probation officer was
Yep.
like, I don't know what the hell is going on over there, but they're trying to tell me that you still have some unpaid ticket, and I don't understand how any of that didn't transfer. I've sent them an email. I do not hold this as valid. And he was like, you don't ever have to come in and report to me. He was like, whatever money you were going to pay me today, he was like, I want you to keep it. I want you to call them and take care of this fee. He was like, but if for any reason you can't pay the whole amount, he was like, you're done with me. You don't have to come see me anymore. I will say that you've showed up every week and everything's good. And so I called them. They picked up the phone. I went to pay them, and then they hung up on me. And then I called 4 or 5 more times. My grandma had to drive there and pay in person to take care of it. So
Yeah.
that's how shady and shitty it was. And that was the first time they tried to throw me back in jail.
Yeah.
That wasn't even the second time. Because they tried to then say I had some old weed charge and that I was wanted and bullshit. Just a whole bunch of bullshit. And my mom had to go in. And she was like, look. And then they worked something out. And they were like, if he pays $1,200 today, he'll be
Your
good.
mama sure does care about your education.
Your mama sure does care about your education.
Sorry, I could pass that
No,
out.
that was perfect. So she walks out, like she's like, okay, $1,200. She goes out, goes to the car, grabs the money, comes back in, and she's like, how much was it again? And they were like, it's $1,425. And she was like, you just said it was $1,200. And she was like, yeah, I missed some numbers. And my mom just sat there like, okay. And then she paid him, and then, yeah, that was it. But yeah, they were super fucking shady.
Yeah, the Oregon system is not very friendly.
Once they have you, they don't want to let you go.
Yeah.
Like, once they have you under dead to rights.
Because you were fine in Indiana.
Yeah.
Everything, like, I would have thought the opposite.
Yeah.
I'd have been like, oh, fuck, dude, you're going to Indiana? Like.
Well, they have real crime out there.
Yeah. Well,
Like, when I got there, they were like, you can smoke weed, but, like, no drugs. I was like, right. But I still didn't. Like, I was still like, no, I changed my life. Because I got really religious.
Yeah.
So I didn't. And I peed clean all the time. Never late to an appointment. Always there on time.
Yeah.
Did all my community service stuff. So, like, it was absolutely almost criminal what they tried to do to me. I mean, when your own probation officer is like, what they're doing is, I've never heard of this.
Yeah.
Like, it was like,
Yeah. Well,
salute.
salute for making it through that chapter. huh?
Sorry, that was a
No,
whole
no.
movie and a half. Dude, we've got movies.
Mhm.
We need to start writing shit down.
Hell to the yeah.
Or recording.
What changed names? Everything's on YouTube already. They already made a book.
Wheezy's like,
They already.
we got it.
Oh fuck, Wheezy.
Wheezy's got you.
Movie's already been made. Everything we just said. It's
We
done.
go in there and, like, in seconds. Like, the first video is like, this is a story about Michael
In
Jackson.
a world. What?
Where the snakes have heads. I was in the newspaper.
Have you ever fasted? Like,
It shows, like, a fatter me looking through. Oh my god, I forgot to tell you about that. So I was on Probo. I went in. They called me in randomly, right? And he was like, I need you to look at some things. And I was like, all right, what? And he was like, take a look at these pictures. He's like, what's that? I look at this picture, and it's a lesbian woman. But about the same size as me. And I'm like, he's like, what were you doing there? I was like, that's not me. And he was like, kind of looks like you. And I'm like, you fucking out of your mind? I'm like, that's a woman. And he was like, I put it on my life. That's how it went down. And I was like, dude, you're crazy. I was like, she's got breasts. And he was like, and he's like, look, because it's an ATM cam footage. So it's an ATM cam. And those are like, you know, like those are bad.
yeah, they're not good.
Those are 2D. Like they're bad. It was practically a fax machine. Like it was bad, bro. And I was literally like sitting there like, are you fucking out your mind? I was like, that is a lady. And they were like,
They had the goal.
dude, not only the goal, they hemped me up. So what happened was he was like, yeah, Mike, have a seat. And I sat down. An officer ran up behind me, grabbed my hands, locked me, locked me in handcuffs, and had me watch this video. Because they were so sure it was me. I was like, you're fucking crazy. This is not gonna fly. Like, I was so mad, bro. I was like, you're insane. I was so fucking pissed. Like, I was laughing back at them. I'm like, there's no way you think that's me, man. Yeah, there were some crazy things. Some crazy things. My probation officer got switched because they thought she was too lenient on me. They were like, well, how come you haven't failed him? They were like, well, he hasn't failed a P test. I'm like, yeah, but he's late on the money. He's pretty good.
That's horrible.
She was like, he's working on it. He doesn't have a job. He's a felon. He's working on it. And they were like, should have already paid more. So she refused, and then they removed her, put another guy in. And that another guy came and tried to talk to me, and we ended up being chill, and that was fine. Then they removed him, and the new guy was the guy that did this shit to me. So the guy that they kind of like put there to like give me the bird, because they were pissed
Well,
that they couldn't use any of the evidence that I
and even if you were not, like, I remember too, because they didn't know you had me. I was like, what the fuck? What if they came down to, well, you need to pay this or you're going to jail?
Yeah.
I paid it.
Yeah,
I was like, I don't give a shit.
There was no issues.
I was
there,
like, yeah, haha, fuck you.
I didn't even know you could get out with money at that time. I was like, you mean I could
Put some money here. You let me out.
I'm like, yeah.
It's like, guys.
Do you remember what my
What the fuck are we
bond
doing?
was?
Yeah.
$253,000. Don't
Nice.
worry, you only need 10%.
Yeah.
Do you have 25K or something like that?
I-
And I was
I-
like, no. And he's like, I didn't think so.
Yeah, no. So when I told Ashley, I was like, I was considering putting you out, getting you out, and Ashley was like, because I mean, we've been dating for like less than a year at this point. And she was like, "You're gonna put that much fucking money down?" And I was like, "Well,
Babe, it's mine.
I was like, well, I mean, that is a lot of money, but if I
would
had,
have been upset with you.
if I had to, I was like, I thought about it, and I was like, I don't know.
Such a good time though when you picked me up today.
Yeah.
She was like, I want you to listen to a song.
That's my best friend.
Yes. You were looking at me like,
Just so pissed off at you.
dude, I know. But we had nothing but.
But
happiness.
relieved as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was
Oh, yeah.
relieved and pissed
It
at
was
the
the
same
best
time.
of times. It was the worst.
Yeah,
of times.
dude.
It was both those things.
Yeah.
There was nothing better though in my soul than the days at those house, like at that house, where like I was always home waiting for you to get home. Like that was
Yeah.
because I was like almost. I wasn't on house arrest, but it
Well,
was like
true,
that.
too. And you
Yeah.
got to remember, too, so at that house, you were on probation. So not only at that point in my career of partying and throwing, hosting, I was so good at filtering who comes in, who came out. Like,
Yeah.
if it wasn't me, I had somebody at the door checking people, not like patting people down, but just like who you know here. Like you said, who you know here.
Who you know here?
Why you here?
Who you know from out here?
Who you know here? Like what's your, and like anybody, like nobody that or at least that I knew of would come in. Like if anybody was trying to like come in with weed or any drugs at all, I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I remember that being pretty serious.
Yeah.
It was a crazy fun time though.
Yeah.
I remember so many dudes that you were like, nah. A group of dudes getting caught, and you'd be like,
Yeah.
you just shut the door and lock it. I guess we're gonna leave.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you didn't do that a lot. but,
Try
like,
again later.
Yeah,
Try
yeah.
again later.
Yeah. Sorry guys, we're at capacity. Nobody's
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was such a great time though. I mean, honestly, it was that Ancient Aliens, Toby, the room, like the awesome room that I got to, like that.
Yeah, you had a giant room.
So dope.
That was it was about half the size of this room, and this room's big.
Yeah, yeah.
And you had like yeah, I remember. Yeah, jeez.
It's so dope though.
I just remember because
Was I paying rent or were you? were paying?
yeah, I was paying. So what's funny is, I was paying. I had written out a room, just because, right? So out of this house, I move in with my girlfriend, and then they had a roommate move out, two move out. So I'm like, I'll rent this room out, and it's just our gaming room. Remember, I just had a
Yes.
futon on
Yeah.
the TV, and that was just like the gaming room. Like
Greatest
we just
time
fucking
ever.
hung out
It's
in
the
there.
Greatest time ever.
And so then you and I was like, look, I was like, Michael, you know, we're gonna. It wasn't much of a roommate decision. I was like, okay, so we have an open room. Michael's gonna move in.
Yeah, I know.
And like, I'm new to this house too, so I
It was
mean,
you and 3 women. And
Yeah.
they were like, so Michael's moving in, and y'all gotta be cool with it.
And
four women.
Who
No,
else?
it was 3. It was 3.
Three. It's
Because then
the
I gave up
twins.
I gave up my gaming room, and then the one redhead moved in there. She was a freshman or so.
I forgot about her.
Yeah.
I always wanted to smash her.
Yeah.
I got to.
And so
I smashed the twin.
Yep. And so yeah. So I'm new to this house, not even my house. I'm moving. I technically live there with Ashley. Ashley had me move.
Right.
I mean, but at that point, when they were like, Ashley was like, "Well, Josh wants to move in." They were like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
we're gonna have the best parties all time."
It's
Yes.
so fun.
It wasn't like a hard move, convincing.
No,
They're like,
no,
"Yes,
yeah.
please move in."
Yeah.
And then I was
They
like,
were all dorky too. Like they weren't dorky. Like they were definitely hot chicks, but like they were all, you know,
"Yeah."
they were just.
Yeah, that was a very easy move. And then I just remember being like, okay, Michael's moving in, guys.
I still never remembered how I was ever able to sleep with her. Blokovich.
Hmm? Who?
What's her name?
We want to make up names?
Twinels. Remember that night?
You talking about C. Ortney?
Oh, was that her? Yeah.
I don't think she was a twin.
I
Talking
thought-
about the sister
Yeah, this is true. Oh, they're not twins?
of Allie.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're not twins.
Oh, okay, just
So she was the older sister.
older sister.
Yeah, 'cause she
How
that
fortunate.
lived with us,
Unfortunate.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
Such a great night.
and she lived in like a closet. of
Yeah, I
that house,
know.
too.
Like Mike moved in from jail into like a big pad, and then she's like this closet girl. That was
Yeah,
yeah. But
because
she's hella
she didn't want to pay that room's rent.
Right. She
Yeah.
didn't want to pay a lot of
Which I think it was like $250.
money. Dude, I know. What's so funny is like remembering back to those days. No wonder, like, because I used to feel like you were a god, like a king, because like you had kind of two houses. Like you were staying at Ollie's, but you also had a house at Clem's, and then you like there were several places where you had took me where you were like, nah, it's like my second pad, like that happened a lot. And
Yeah.
and then when we moved into
That doesn't
one
get
house-
talked about enough. I had
Not
a lot
a
of places of
lot of places.
that I lived,
Dude, I remember.
aka paid rent for, just so I could throw parties whenever I wanted to.
I remember that you used to freaking be like, nah, I pay.
Yeah, it's like I haven't slept in that house in weeks, but I throw parties there every week.
It's like 11:30. You're like, I'm gonna make a call. Nah, it's like,
No,
yeah.
fuck you. Any party we ever went to, as soon as we walk in, this man, after party
Yeah.
party over here,
Yeah.
after party futons, after party over futons.
No, that was towards the end though. At the beginning, I would always be like, "You going to the after party?" Like, and I would just be like nonchalant about it, and then I'd be like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, futons, duh. You weren't
Yeah.
invited? No, you have to be invited." Josh, can they go?
Oh man,
Maybe
yeah.
Can I go?
yeah, of course.
I remember getting to parties and not even staying for 10 minutes and taking the party,
Yeah, you at the end, once you started
making friends.
feeling yourself,
Yeah.
once you started getting like in the
I was renegade.
once you were in the web of shot callers, he would just go to a house. Like we'd be like, hey, somebody's like, Josh, can you throw a party at my house? I'm like, for sure. So everybody's there. Obviously, we're a little bit late. I mean, you can't be early, but anyway. So we always pregame at our house, and then we go to the party.
Always.
And so we were there for but like 10 minutes. I remember too, because the people. I remember one party in particular. They were playing video games in the house.
Yeah, that's right.
And I remember you were immediately pissed. You were
Yeah.
like, Josh, why the fuck are we throwing a party at this house? There's like 100 people here, and the fucking owners
Yeah.
are playing video games.
Yeah, yeah.
And you were like, after party at Josh's,
Yes.
right fucking now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was no beer pong going on.
Yeah.
There was just like 100 crowded people, and I was
Yeah.
like, nah. cuz,
Yeah, you were
nah.
pissed off. I remember
Yeah.
that because they were just playing video games. Like, oh hey man, thanks for throwing the party. And I just remember looking in your face. You were just like, like you made like one walk around. You're like, this.
We all.
We're going back to your house. And I was like, all right. And you stole everybody from that party. Like,
I think that was.
what's awesome about that story is that even though you're like party at our house,
Yeah.
my house,
Yeah.
my roommates had no fucking clue.
No clue.
And then on top of that, I'd be like, well, I'm not going to be the first one there. So then I'd be late to my own party. I'd be like, let's go do something else while all these people go to my house.
And they were so awkward. Even though, hold up, I love
Yeah.
Clementine. I didn't like, but I loved Hurley Man.
yeah, Matt was legit.
He's the shit.
Matt Hurleyman.
Matt's
Hurley
the
Man.
shit.
Yeah.
But I would get there and Clem, they were having a party of their own, which is like 5 dudes and 1 woman. And I showed up with like 12 cars at the house, and they are kind of pissed. But Josh isn't there. So
Yeah.
it's just me, this gangster guy from Kentucky. And so they're like, hi, Mike. And I'm like, hey, how's fucking doing? Party. And they were like, okay. We were just leaving. And like they went upstairs. You
Yeah.
remember they went upstairs
Yeah.
and like shut the door.
They'd be like, Josh, can we have a talk with you?
Yeah.
I'm like, what would you guys like to talk about? So that's when I also had to start throwing them parties.
Yes, yeah.
So then they were like, well, you have to like, well, not have to, but like we would really appreciate like if you would throw us parties, like
We-
planned parties. He said planned.
Yeah.
Planned
Because
parties.
he didn't like unplanned.
I was like, okay. And so, yes, I would. I mean, I did that a lot, so it was no problem for them. I mean, to do it at my own house.
That house was so dope, by the way.
That was.
I loved that house.
That was a good house.
I loved that house.
None of my shit. I had the garage furniture.
Yeah,
Because they already had
rocked.
everything. Like, you know, it was their house technically,
Yeah.
so they had couch, TV, blah, blah, blah. All my furniture just went right into the garage. Like, they had an empty garage. It was perfect. I had a ping pong table, beer pong table, a couple couches.
Beer pong was way different than what it is now, and it
Is it?
kills me.
I haven't even played.
So this is what kills me. I went to a friend party where I was like with Jazzy Jance,
Yeah.
Jazz Pants, and,
Yeah.
and like her friends, and they were like, "Oh, we play beer pong," and I was like, "Okay, bet." So we're playing, and they are the most bogus rules I've ever heard of. I think I brought you one time, and you were like, "That's not a rule. I'm on fire," and they were like, "What's fire?" And you were like,
Was that last year?
"No, it was like 2 years ago, maybe."
We played beer pong
Yeah.
a year ago.
Where?
That's the last time I played. I don't know. I went.
Well, we did in Kentucky too. That was
The last time that we
was
played
so
beer
good.
pong, it was
broke your leg or something.
nah. That was a good time. That's yeah, dude. When I visited you in Kentucky, that's a fucking movie.
You in the gutter.
Yeah, that was the most ridiculous beer pong rules of all time.
Yes.
So this guy, we're playing against this team, and it's me and Michael versus these two dudes, and it's like a beer pong table and a bar, and so we're doing great. They're not bad.
They're pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, they're not bad. And it comes down to one cup to one cup, and so I keep hitting last cup. Like how many times did I hit last cup? And every time I did, this man would be like, "Oh no, I get a rebuttal." I'm like, "Dude, you only get one rebuttal."
Yeah.
And so and he'd keep coming up with bogus shit. Like he
So
wouldn't
there
even
was-
hit the cup.
There was first dead cup where he didn't take a cup that was supposed to be already gone, and you were like, "That cup's bullshit. I hit that cup." And he was like, "No, we don't play that way. You should have just told me." And then you were like, "Okay." And so
Yeah.
then you were like, "Well, then move it." And so then he moves it, and then you were like, and then you hit it last cup.
Yeah.
And then it was the second time, and then you shot it, and then he
Yeah.
had hit like something, and they were like, "Yeah." And we were like,
So
"Oh."
no, I remember what it was actually. It wasn't one cup and one cup at first. We had one cup. They had like 6 cups, maybe 7. A lot of cups.
Yeah, they had a lot of
And I just kept hitting last cup. I kept hitting it.
Yeah.
Like over and over. And each rebuttal, they would keep hitting one cup. I'm just like, dude, how long does this go on?
Yeah.
And then it finally got one cup to one cup. I hit it again, and then they missed. And I remember like it was ridiculous.
It was a whole bunch of bullshit.
And it was somewhere in there, I was talking such mad shit.
Oh, you were pissed.
Because I was so angry
Yeah.
that I accidentally like tweaked my knee because I have bad knees.
Yeah,
And I
that's-
tweaked my knee because the fucking floor is wet, and like I fucking fell down. And so technically, at this point, I'm now on just like one good leg.
You're gimping at that
And
point.
I'm
You were
gimping.
hopping over from the chair, and you were like,
Still sinking the last cup. I was just like, and I remember too. I remember hitting last cup, and him missing it, and I was like, "So did we finally win now?"
"Yes, that's what I was."
Did
gonna
we
say.
finally
That's-
win now?
That's what I was gonna say. That was
It's
the
like,
best.
dude.
You're like, "So do we win?" Like you're like, "Is that a victory?" I was looking at you like, "Ooh."
So pissed off at that guy.
I remember in the walk home, you were like, "I thought we were gonna get jumped full." It's like people were pissing me off, and I kept saying shit, and I was like, "Nah, we're gonna get jumped," and you were like, "I don't know." this
Well, because
dumb."
yeah, when I'm in the zone in beer pong, that's a different animal.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I am a different human being.
Like Vegas.
I'm talking shit. I'm backing it up, and
Remember the
I'm
troll?
probably really annoying.
The troll thing was like what
I have a
is-
troll album.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
If you ever get lucky enough to be my friend on Facebook, you can see my troll album.
Can we talk about Facebook?
Could we? What do we want to talk about?
So like so when I got into town, this guy was like, "Yo, check it out." So he made me a MySpace back in the day. He geared me up,
Yeah,
made
did.
me a piece, and
It
he
did.
was like, "Yeah," he's like, "You gotta get MySpace." Everybody's got MySpace. And I was like, "All right, well, how do I get pictures?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, you can wear my clothes because I didn't have any good."
Yes.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So, no, this is MySpace at first.
Oh, my face.
So MySpace
Yeah.
at first,
Yeah.
and then we took pictures together and did all that, and we were heavily into MySpace. Everybody in
course.
the universe was heavily into
Of course.
MySpace.
Of course.
It was everything. And then during college, so this is right when Facebook just left campus.
Yeah, no, legit. Like
it was at
when
one
you
campus,
if
then all
you if you
campuses.
watch like the Facebook movie, assuming I don't know how accurate it is, but when they start letting other people with college domains in,
Yeah,
that
just college
was like me. That was my freshman year.
Just college domain areas.
Yeah, like
Yep.
you had to have a college domain to get in, and I mean I was a freshman. I hadn't even started school yet at that point. My
Yeah.
freshman year, I
Yeah.
was still like not even in school. I was still like I remember like football and everything
I had
there, so I
such
know it
loyalty.
hadn't started.
I had such loyalty to MySpace, and you were like, "Nah, dude, I'm making you a Facebook," and I was like, "I don't want no fucking Facebook.
So
I'll never use it."
from that freshman time to when we reunited when I was a junior.
Yeah.
So not only was I had my phone, obviously all those people, but I would Facebook, dude. It was so easy to plan.
It's so easy to plan parties.
Planning parties was the easiest thing of all time on Facebook because you create an event, you invite, a couple thousand people, and then
It was super invasive too, and we had no idea why.
I remember one of the houses that I lived in.
Yeah.
So this is one of my. So yeah, I had a couple houses, but one of the houses that I lived in, at the time, I remember it was gonna be. I don't even know what the party was, but I know I was throwing it, and they got invited to the party.
Yeah.
I didn't even invite them, and they're like, "Josh, we can't have this party at this house." I was like, "What's wrong?" He was like, "Josh, there's 1,000 people confirmed."
Joshua.
Josh,
Joshua.
this is confirmed. Not even what is invited.
Do you
We
remember?
can't have this party at this house.
Do you remember when I used to come to you and I'd be like, "How many people confirmed?" You'd be like, "Well, I invited like 10K," and I'd be like, "How many people confirmed?" You'd be like, 250. I'd be like, "Damn."
I know. That was like a failure. Only 250.
Only 250 B. Dude, I remember though, like how crucial it was. See, Facebook at this time, nobody was really hip to this technology. So Facebook
Yeah.
was really good at being like, "Oh, you're at this location," and if I walked by a woman that had Facebook as well in college, she would pop up on my thing like, "Hey, do you know Cindy?"
Yeah.
And it would do that all the time. So like
Yeah.
every time we went to a party, almost every girl we met there, if we didn't close the deal at the party, Facebook. Like you
Yeah.
had Facebook, and Facebook would be like, "You
Oh,
remember
yeah.
Cindy, right?"
Yeah,
and you'd
yeah.
be like, "Yeah, add," and they'd add you. And
Dude, I used to just.
Yes.
I remember being at. So when I was at a
add.
party and I didn't know somebody, they're like, "Can I have your number?" I literally would be like, Can I have a Sharpie? I'll give you my number. And they're like, "Yeah, right here." So I would write my phone number on women's shirts. Oh my God, what a stupid time.
Think of how arrogant we were.
And like honestly, I definitely got away with too much. Of like, can I sign like almost like I was famous. Like, can I give
that.
you my phone number
It was
on your
that.
boobs?
It
And she's
wa-
like,
it-
"Yeah."
It was that.
Oh my
it
God.
Was, it was that
That
level.
was rock star
it was
status.
That level of openness. You were like, "Okay, bitch."
It would
Like
look-
it was that. It was.
like-
It was like that, which
God.
is really weird because like,
Yeah.
first of all, that's a level of being a dick that we're really not. But
No.
we were new to that status.
Yeah. I would
of-
never, dude. I couldn't.
Yeah,
I
never.
couldn't even.
Never.
Oh
do
my
that.
God.
The stuff
I
that-
couldn't do that today if you paid me to do it and I was single somehow.
Right. Yeah.
I couldn't muster up that fucking confidence.
either, dude.
You kidding me?
Not at all.
Can I have your phone number? Yeah, I'll sign. I'll give you my. Let me write it on your boobs.
Dude, you were.
Are you kidding me?
You were Gvon. Yeah.
Who?
You were Gvon cheap.
That was brutal.
It was pretty masterful, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope my kid never listens.
I was
this video.
such a confident, arrogant asshole that the woman that I loved at that time in college asked me to go to one basketball game of hers, and I was like, "Nah." I'm a douche. When I look back at this, I was like, "Why did she ever stay with me? I'm such an asshole." Like, I mean, she would beg me to go see her play.
Well, I mean, I don't think we were assholes because people wanted to hang out with
Well,
us.
yeah,
but,
we were assholes.
but yeah,
like,
I get what you're saying. We were doing maybe less than questionable decisions.
Yeah.
But I don't
We're
think
just
we.
selfish. We're just super selfish people.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's,
Yeah.
when I think back on it now, it's just like, man, I was out of control.
Yeah, you were, not me. Everybody loved me still.
That's because you didn't read the posts.
Dark web about me.
Dude, I think we've mentioned, oh, dude, I bet there is a woman hating thing. Like,
If you've ever met futon
What a
man,
fucking piece of shit.
fucking piece
All the
of
times he
shit.
canceled on me.
oh, I remember
All the.
that. I remember you being like, which one? I'm like, what do you mean? He'd be like,
Yeah. Yeah. Woo.
anyways, Butterfinger's coming out with new flavor.
So we just hear Ashley out the kitchen now. So that's when I started reading my third scripture.
I got really religious again.
So- I was lost, but then I was found.
Once found, I realized I was churlish and insubordinate.
Yeah.
That was
No.
what 2K was that?
No.
2K. What 2K was that?
Which one?
When we were playing 2K Kobe on 2K10, wasn't it?
I think it was 2K11.
That was MJ.
That was that was MJ.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that was MJ.
Yep.
I remember creating a character you got so pissed about.
Yeah, because you hit every three.
And he was a sinner.
You were like, what the fuck is this? This is bullshit.
Yeah. 2K11.
Cheated. Yeah. it was
So
wild.
if we create accounts again,
Yeah.
I'm gonna actually share 2K11 with you. So no joke, when Ashley was pregnant or just had the baby, and like it was something where I think I was home for my paternity leave.
Oh,
so
okay,
I got 30
okay.
days at home
Awesome.
with the baby because this was after Ashley had her 90 days of maternity leave. So she did 90 days and I worked.
Yeah.
And then she went back to work after that. I took my month off.
Oh,
And I
okay.
think in that month, which this is like 2019,
Yeah.
I got bored and I was like, I saw like on my PlayStation, I was like, oh, NBA 2K11. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just see, you know,
Make a
like
career.
whatever. Yeah, I was just like, I was like, yeah, just play with it. And so then like people that like, you know, your friends in the PlayStation Network, I got like people rating me. The fuck you playing 2K11?
Get back on Minecraft.
Yeah, it has been really like 8 years and I'm playing 2K11.
Dude, I am telling
Yeah.
you, the game system now, like, I want to check that out before, you know, I'm obviously not leaving yet. I don't care what's happening. I'm not leaving yet. Like,
Yeah.
we're going to go in there and we're going to upload my shit and I'm going to show you this because, like, the level of where this game is at for, like, going left, then dribbling right, and then moving, and then backstepping, it's, like, all physics. Like, it's solid. Like, it literally just kind of comes down to luck, skill, and like what you're doing. It's a lot different than when we used to play, where it's like I hold R2, then go right, and then hit square. Like it's not there. Like it's so many different factors for like how they're playing defense or what's going on. Like it's super fun now. You would enjoy it.
Sorry, you got me going now. I remember you got to a point where you were like, you no longer needed me in Monmouth. You're like, hey, you want to come to this party? And I'd be like,
Yes.
wait, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I was
It'd
like,
be something you didn't know about.
yeah, I'd be
which
like-
is like an out branch.
you'd be like, yeah, you want to come to this party? And I'd be confused. I'm like, wait a minute, how many? He's like, yeah, there's like a lot of people going to this party. And I was like, I have no knowledge of it.
Yeah, I know.
I was so territorial. I was like, what?
You're like, what are you doing?
I was like, wait a minute, scrolling through my phone. What?
You say it's Seneca.
What is this? Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Well, you were settling down.
No, that was good times. That was good
Yeah,
times. I
yeah.
remember
Yeah.
passing over the torch, basically.
That's what it felt like. That's
Yeah.
what it felt like. Because
Yeah.
you kind of did a lot of ushering in that though. Because you were like, yeah, but my homie Mike, and then that how.
Well, like you said, we were conjointed at the hip,
Yeah.
basically, once you got out of jail. So,
Yep.
and for
Well,
one,
even before that.
I made sure. Oh yeah, definitely before that too. But in general, that was planned.
Mhm.
You couldn't do. No, I keep you out of trouble
Mhm.
for one, and I normally don't get in trouble.
I was not allowed to go anywhere unless it was like a girl's house. and then he would come pick me up the next day.
Yeah.
That was always the rule. It's like if I was
Yeah.
like, no, I'm gonna stay the night, and you're like, nah, I gotta pick you up after work.
Yep. Yep. I was a pretty.
You're like, no, I gotta go to work. You gotta come with me, or you can go home. You can go home. You can go home. I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah.
Bye, Tina. What do you mean bye?
You talking to your parents? No.
No. Talking to Peps.
Bro, it was crazy.
Yeah, but you did take over the torch at one point where, like, I think right before Ashley and I moved from the Blue House down to Eugene.
Yes.
You're pretty sufficient at that point. Like, you didn't really.
Yeah.
You never relied on me at that point. You created your own web of friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was hot dogging it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, I was able to get the best of them because that was another round of freshmen that came in. And I remember, they would be like,
Where, I never see you on campus.
Yeah.
What, how old are you? And
I'd be like, I don't go to college. I was like,
but you're always here.
and I was like, well, yeah, no, I stay here. And they were like,
Huh?
bro.
Didn't compute with the 18-year-old
Yeah.
brain.
It was when I met Christina, because I met Christina,
18, 19-year-old.
and
Yeah.
we were super serial for like a hot minute.
I
But
remember.
because of that was an all-female dorm, and that's how I met all.
I
of those
remember that.
people.
I remember that.
Yeah. All female. That was such a great time. I remember like rolling up and people like, "What are you doing here?" And I'd be like, "Hey, my girlfriend, she's up there." And I'd be like,
You want to come in?
because you had to be let in. Remember? You
Yeah.
couldn't- Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, "I'm here." I made you like wait like one time on
I can't
accident.
believe she got her own fucking room.
Yeah, isn't that dope?
That was ridiculous. I remember just like thinking like, this for an on-campus dorm, you get your own fucking like
Yeah.
studio.
Studio. Yeah.
I was like,
What's
whoa.
crazy is like how cocky and arrogant I was, and see, I remember this, and I remember this throughout the rest of our life. Is I came over. Remember when I told you you hit the showers?
Mhm.
That was the time that me and Josh showed up, and she didn't know we were coming. And there was a dude in her room, but I knew all the passcodes, so I like moved in the front door because her roommate let me in, and then I went to her door. It was like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1,
I forgot
and then
about
bop,
that.
and then walked in.
I forgot those details.
And then that dude was there, and she was there, and they were studying. And I was like, "What up?" And she was like, "Hi, Mike." Like, and it was kind of uncomfortable. But I didn't even give a fuck. Like, I was like, "What up?" Yeah, I was like, "Me and Josh are."
yeah.
And like, I didn't care. Like, I did not care what she was doing.
Yeah.
Like, she could have been sucking back there, and I would have been like, "We're here." Because I was just crazy.
Yeah, I don't even remember why you guys broke up, but I'm pretty sure it was something along that same line, and
Same
you were
line.
just like, I really don't care anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I'm holding back so much,
potential.
and I'm not dealing with this while I could be dealing with that.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I was like, I'm wasting my time.
You were like, yeah, we were.
Yeah.
That was one cool thing about that is that when we all lived together in that blue house, it's like it was all college atmosphere. Like even
Oh yeah.
so it was completely different. Like when I was dating
It was
somebody,
senior college
when I was
atmosphere.
living
It's
with
different.
Billy,
Yeah.
I had a girlfriend that was not for that. But when living with everybody, Ashley had already, she was already, I don't know.
It was like a senior environment. As I was
Yeah.
saying, there's a big difference between the freshman environment and the senior environment. Those
Ashley
girls were, like,
enjoyed that atmosphere as well.
Yeah.
I guess is what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like she
it's
wouldn't get pissed about parties, and she would love to go to parties.
Yeah.
She was technically, I remember she was like,
From a model chick.
Yeah, model chick. She remember being like, I got called futon girl today. Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
greatest.
Yeah.
I remember. Never mind. We're done with that. But
Okay.
yeah, it's the great times. I feel like we have went on a epic tangent of Back to the Past.
Yeah, we did. We did.
I don't even know if the camera's still rolling.
A lot might have been learned.
A lot
today,
a lot.
yeah.
I think that we just gave a detailed story of like all of the movies that we had.
But yeah, so now, I mean, hopefully we can get this uploaded before they make the movies.
YouTube will let you.
I got 7 minutes.
This will be uploading for 2 days. Like literally, YouTube's team is like,
Wait a minute. Before
They're doing the algorithms,
Yeah.
just sending the info to
Before
Hollywood.
we post this, how do we send it?
Now my Amy down to sleep. I send this video to everybody who keep
Ski. Oh.
They thought they had a career.
God, that was when Wayne was that hot shit.
Yeah, Little Wayne.
Wayne could do no wrong.
Yep. And Drake just came out.
Oh my god.
Drake just came out, and you know how hard I ride Drake. Back
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
all my parties were playing Drake.
Boy, Drizzy.
If I didn't- if I-
50 songs, Drizzy.
Yeah, if I didn't help establish Drake's dominance in Oregon, then I don't know who did.
Yes. Remember the best part though? The best part was that because there was the crew of dudes. So there was that dude CJ. I don't remember. He's the black guy that had the Oakland shit. So there was him. There was me. There was you. There was Matt. There was Ollie. There was a ton of us that were all like best friends. And when music would come on, like Drake, we'd be like, "Hell nah, hell nah."
CJ.
We got pictures of him on your thing. That's the dude where I'm like that too, where he like it's us and.
And it's definitely not.
Oh, that might be that. Yep, that might be the name.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you're talking about Hank.
yeah. No. That's Lil Hank.
That's Hank.
Yeah, that's Lil. I thought it said Hawk.
No.
No, that's Lil Hank. I ain't talking about Lil Hank, but Lil Hank's a great example. Lil Hank, Matt, that other kid that looked like Malcolm in the Middle. But
Yeah, I don't remember CJ though. I couldn't put a
CJ, he's in our pictures, brother. He's in the one where I'm there and I've got like 2 drinks and I got my hands around the dudes and we chilling and we throwing up deuces and we're at the college at your house at Clem's and I'm like,
Yeah.
like that faded. He's
CJ.
like the only other black guy there.
I don't.
Besides me.
That's inaccurate for sure. Mom
You're right.
actually had a lot of
A lot of star athletes.
Well, no, I'm just saying it had actually. Well, I don't want to say a lot, but in general,
Yeah.
our parties would have like a good like mixture of everybody.
On, but yeah.
Yeah, of course. But so yeah, I mean, when it wasn't like just one black guy at the party. Or
No,
one,
no.
One like
No, but
that doesn't make any
But I'm
sense.
saying
Like,
he was our friend. Like
I remember CJ.
No, I knew him really well.
CJ. I don't know.
Yeah. Bro, I could look through our pictures of me and you back in college and I could point at him. And maybe his name's not CJ, but
Yeah, I don't think his name is CJ.
but yeah, he used to always wear beanies, real skinny black kid.
Mm.
So anyways, when Drake used to come on, we would all be like, hell yeah, fuck you. Like we would all be singing to this song. And I remember girls being like, oh shit, who is that? Like even that was when Drake was unknown.
Yeah.
And so people were like, this song is sad. Like that was so
Yeah.
long. Like we were 85.
So then you remember we could also make movies about the times, for one, that you weren't there, that I was, all the times I hung out with Christian.
oh,
Back when me and Christian were making our empire together,
Yeah.
because we worked together, so we'd be like, let's just go get some beers.
Yeah.
And so that turned into, like, let's hang out all the time. And, like, obviously he's, like, one of my best friends to this day.
Me and Christian became really close though.
Yeah.
See, it's funny because Josh was like, this is my brother, I'm gonna treat him right. He was like, hey brother, yours, brother mine. Me and Christian met and it was like, oop-de-dee bop. Like we were close.
Fucking Lincoln City movies. Oh, my God, dude. So, yeah. Christian,
Bro, that's when we had
Christian,
no respect for
Christian alone coming out to hang out with us in Monmouth every time. It was
anytime C soda.
it was always a novel.
He used to get rowdy.
Yeah.
We had a lot of, what was weird? Like, I think maybe why we felt so tough is because we had so many peeps at our, it would be a party with 180 people, but like 30 of those dudes were like homies, like that
Yeah.
we knew and they
Yeah.
were like in the background, like
Yeah.
McKay, Hank, like little dude that looked like that guy that died, this white rapper. I call him Malcolm, but
Remember, didn't you have you had one friend in particular, I forgot what his name was. He looked like that comedian. The one that's like, man, what was his name?
oh, you're talking
He had
about
the nose that
Yeah,
looked
he-
just like that comedian's
darker
nose.
skin though, right? But he wasn't black.
No,
was
he
Middle Eastern.
Dimitri.
Dimitri.
That guy was ride or die for you.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I mean, not as much as me, but still, like for
Bro,
you,
he-
he was like the person following you, like
He was. I'm you, and he
Yeah.
was my.
Yeah.
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 That
Yeah.
man, you could be like, Dimitri, I want some of this right now. And he's like, all right, we'll get it. Like this man this guy had his own, yes, you, I mean, we could talk about me, but you came into your own too there, sir.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
You had your own following as well. You know, like once you got accumulated.
And that was when I had some money too, because that was coming into the marvelous times. But
Yeah.
yeah, I was well stacked. Like I remember being like, "Yo, Demi, do this for me." And be like, "Yo, yeah, where do I gotta go?" I'd be like, "I need you to drive to Roseburg and then pick this chick up."
That guy would do anything.
anything I asked him to.
Yeah. You would be like, hey man, I want this specific
Yeah.
set of pork chops
Yeah,
in
for
Portland.
For real,
But then you gotta drive over to Idaho to get the chopsticks I like too.
because you know I don't like them red
And he'd be like,
potatoes. He'd be like, "I know
How
you don't
fast
like
do I need to do it
He'd
in?
be like,
Like,
I
damn.
know you don't like them potatoes.
Yeah.
He used to do runs for us, and he would make no money. Like he'd make money, but you know, we're talking like $110, and
Yeah.
like we were making.
Yeah,
Yeah, like it was-
I forgot about that guy. When I hear him, because every so often I'll just listen to
Because I got him
Pandora.
laid. That's why.
Yeah.
It's because we like hung out, and I was like, my boy Demet's undercover thug, and they were like, for real? And I was like, that's one of the hottest dudes as a freshman right now. And
Yeah.
they were like, he plays sports, and I was like, shh, don't say no shit, man. Like you ain't supposed to know he on the team. like I used to do some smooth ass banana shit.
And it paid retributions for you.
Yeah.
That man, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, he was ride or
I
die.
forgot about that guy.
He was super ride or die. He jumped out of a fucking. Did you? So when we got raided, because it was a 5-house raid.
Mm.
It's a 5-house raid. They raided the dorms for him. He jumped out the window and escaped.
I feel like I might have heard that story, but yeah, I don't remember much about Dimitri. So
I jumped out the window and dipped to Washington. And he made it out. Never got any time.
good for him. That's good.
Well, he ended up coming back, like not like as soon as I got out. But yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
like,
yeah,
I
he was
like,
around after the fact.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
I was like, we safe, come back.
For such
Yeah, I was
a-
like, we safe, come back. He's like,
Yeah.
yeah, sweet. He came back.
Yeah.
Boy, Dimitri, bro, me and that cat. Yeah, I forgot about that. Then it became Ryan. So it was Dimitri then Ryan, because Ryan was like relatively confusing to you. Because I was this guy that was like ready to die for me and like being like, he is an immortal god from Israel.
It's hard to take serious.
Yeah, it was so.
Yeah, it's hard to
You
take serious.
laughed at him, and he
Yeah.
was like, "No, I'm serious," and you were like, "Mike."
I remember just being like, I'm having a real hard time bringing this guy to my party.
Cheers.
He's a little over the
Dude,
top.
remember
bro.
he used to
I
stand.
remember being like, where'd you
he-
find this guy?
He'd stand in the back like this, like he was watching me. Like he was
Yeah.
standing in the back, like he was protecting us. Like Ryan. I'd be like, Ryan, keep alert. Ryan would be like,
Yeah, I don't know where you found that cat, but
it wasn't even the cat.
You
It was
ran
just-
in. You became your own. You became your own there in the end. I bowed out at the perfect time.
Yeah, you did.
I bowed out at the perfect
Yeah.
time.
Well, you showed me too good. You showed
Yeah.
me how to rule an empire too easily.
Yeah,
And I was like, so I need to buy Chuck E. Cheese.
I was just
And
like,
then once I owned the Chuck E. Cheese, here's the keys to the Camaro.
yeah,
Hold up, that reminded me of when you picked me up when I was walking to your house. Remember when we were real young, and then we can end it. But you remember when I was really young, and you were like, "You gonna come over?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Come on through." And I started walking to your house, and I didn't know you had gotten that.
I
new
got
car.
my license.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking
Yeah. So in Oregon, I mean, hypothetically, everything we say is,
Right.
is
Totally false.
hypothetical. So, anyways, a rule in Oregon is that like when you get your license, you can't drive anybody else
right.
in your car that's not under 21 for the first 6 months.
Yeah, we were 14, 15. You were young.
I was 16. I was driving.
You were 16. Okay.
I got my license.
We were young. I just
And
remember
so and you were a year older. You were either exactly my age because there is a period of time where we're both
that. I was
16.
17. I was 17.
And then when your birthday comes, you're 17, I'm 16.
Yep.
So I remember getting my license, and I remember, I set him up because we lived on the same street at this point, but we lived about half a mile to
It's a great-
maybe a mile, about a mile to half a mile,
It was a walk.
somewhere in there. And I was like, "Come on over, man." And he was like, "Okay." Like normal, he would just walk over.
All the time.
And so then his ass was walking, and I gave him some time just so he could get away from the house, because I didn't want your dad
Snitch
seeing.
ass.
Yeah, fuck, your dad called the cops on me.
Say that though. Oh, we didn't get to say it about the prison thing. We'll keep on.
Yeah, and so yeah, you keep walking, and I pull up to you. I just remember just be like,
Bro, I didn't know who you was. Yeah, like
just
I,
honking
like,
that horn. Fucking, and that car had well, no, I don't think it had the subs at that point.
It wasn't
so,
a
yeah.
wagon, was it? What was it?
It was
really.
It was
crispy
it was a Plymouth.
92 Plymouth. Yeah.
Yeah, it was an it was an old Plymouth. It was like an '89 Plymouth Reliant K. That's what it was. I bought it. It was called the Cream Puff. I bought it from at the time the girlfriend in high school, brother.
Okay.
He sold it to me. Yeah, he sold it to me for $300, which I made payments on.
Dude, I remember that
Yeah.
now. I'm remembering like everything now. Like everything's coming in like a flood. Like
Yeah.
me talking to you, us going out and hanging out with Jen, and then Billy being like, "Told my girlfriend," like all that shit.
Yeah, I remember. So
everything.
we were already brothers,
Yeah.
and then Billy came in the picture,
Yeah.
and like me and Billy started hanging out all the time.
Bullshit. I'm just kidding. I love
And-
Billy. He's a brother too now.
And then I remember I forced you two to hang out.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Because
And
I
he
was
was
like,
down.
I
He
was
was
like,
down, but I was too.
because I was
cool.
always hanging out
Yeah.
with you guys, not together, and I was like, fuck it,
Yeah.
guys, because mine and his girlfriend were best friends. So me and him hung out all the time because you and I mean,
No, I left to Indiana
yeah,
Yeah, no, that time I did. because you were junior,
Yeah, I was junior.
and I had just graduated and left after living with you for a little bit.
Yeah, but you were a senior when I was a junior, so you would have been there when I was hanging out with Billy in my junior year. And that's why you were hanging out with me at Stephanie's house, remember? That's when we went over there.
Yeah.
And then, we were all hanging out, and like that was your first time, like you two were actually hanging out outside of school. And then like his girlfriend at the time,
Trying to throw me under the bus.
made some fucking crazy allegations, like you were like trying to touch her under a blanket.
No, dude, she fucking. Oh, all right.
That's what Billy was like. Hey, what the hell? I remember, you know,
Yeah.
and you were like, "Nah, man, it didn't go down like that. Like I didn't
Yeah.
do shit."
Yeah. No,
So-
we were under a blanket, and she was like hand on leg, and she was like dog, and then I was here, and then never went like deep or anything like that. Never went underpants, nothing like that. But that was her hand moving my hand there, and
Yeah.
so when that next day happened, where Billy was like, "What the fuck?" Like I was like, "No." Like I was like, "Nah, that's not how it went down." And then I told him, and then I don't know if he went and talked to Jen or what had happened, but it was literally too ridiculous of a story
Mhm.
to have all four of us sitting next to each other.
Well, it was
And for
5 of
me-
us because you were technically the fifth wheel. in
Yeah,
there.
and for
Yeah.
like
No.
me-
There were 6 of us. You and Stephanie. Neither of you were dating, so there was 6 of us. I'm sorry. You told me that yes. You're like, don't be mad, man. I was like, yeah, I'm not. I was like, that's weird. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
But shoot your shot.
No, but that's actually hilarious because like at that time, even when I told you, I never ever talked to her.
Mhm.
Like I never like after that.
Remember writing poems about her?
Yeah.
She don't even know.
No.
She never knew.
No.
I don't think she ever once knew that you liked her.
Never.
That I'm aware of, at least.
Yeah.
That my
No,
recollection.
because what had happened was I had
was like a
thought
crush.
about it. I had thought about it, and it was a crush. But really, what it was,
And you
though,
got my approval.
What
I
it
remember
was-
you came to me.
what
you know.
it was though was like a dad type role
'Cause it was my
figure
ex-girlfriend.
for an older brother, and I was like, I want to take up reins of like going for my older brother's girlfriend, and it was kind of like that. And then that crush was like something I was into, and then I thought I was in love. And then when I had talked with you about it, because I'd always bring everything up with you,
Yeah.
I did. And then you were like, "Yeah, I'm cool if that's what you want to do," and I was like.
I remember.
She never did anything.
Yeah. And then I remember you writing the poem.
Mm.
And then I think we had that talk, and I was like, yeah, man, I don't really care. Because I think you were nervous about the poem. I mean, you had been like, you liked her, but then you were like, oh, I'm in
like, I
deep
like
right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's cool, man. I really, do you?
Yeah.
And then I remember it was either that day or like the next day, you had the poem, and I remember we were driving, and you were just like, nah.
Yeah,
And you threw it out.
Because I'm
I
telling
was
you,
like,
remember when my brother tried to sleep with my wife?
mm-hmm.
It was that same type of shit. It was like I wanted to be like, you know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't realizing that I wanted to be like you more than I actually liked her. And I didn't know what that feel was. And so like the minute that you were like, yeah, that's cool. You good? And I was like, oh. Like, cause it wasn't what I wanted. It wasn't that I wanted something that you had. It's just that I wanted to be cool like you at that time. Like, cause remember we weren't the greatest at that time. You were getting out of that relationship. Pops was still.
There was some pops. Oh, my pops. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My dad. Yeah. Sorry, when you say pops, because
I'm not talking about- I'm not talking about
When I
pops.
refer to pop, I think
Yeah,
of Billy's
you
dad.
think of Billy's
Dad, I think.
That's
of
why I
my
say
dad.
that name casually.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
I'm not gonna say E, but that's like. He's like E. I'm like, I was like, no, it's A.
You know what else is really cool? Is that I create. So you know how close me and Pop I became with Pops. What? Huh? Oh yeah, I forgot about that fool. So how close I became with Billy's family, because like his family kind of adopted me at that point, because my mom moved to Hawaii.
Mom.
So they kind of took me in, and so I'd call mom, and I straight up told Pop, I was like, Pop, I can't call you dad.
Yeah.
It was like, you're a father figure to me. I was like, but I just can't, out of respect to my own dad, call you dad. I was like, so I'm gonna call you Pop. I'm gonna call you Mom and Pop. And he was like, okay. What's the coolest part about that is, to this day, Billy calls him Pop.
I know, that's great. Dude, I was shocked how close me and Billy became too. Like which was great. Because see that's the thing about dudes, man. Cause like dudes they do get jealous emotion feeling, but dudes immediately go, no, that's gay, I can't do this shit. I can't be feeling like I'm a bitch. Like, you know, like dudes do that shit. Because there is definitely times where I was like, yo, I'm chilling with Billy, and you're like, you chilling with Billy? Like, you know what I'm saying? And the same vice versa, where I was jealous that he was chilling with Billy because
you say jealous, I say prideful.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, I mean, which is the same thing. Don't get. I mean, it's a very, very close relatives there.
Same.
Because jealousy and prideful they veer off where they're not the same, but and you know at the stem it's kind of the same.
Yeah. No, it's
you're right. You guys would be like, I'm hanging out. I'd be like,
what the fuck, bitch?
You didn't invite me.
Yeah.
I'll put you two together.
Yeah.
I'll break you apart.
Yeah, I'll break you apart.
That's what my mom always said. I brought you into this world. I'll take you out of it.
Take you out of this world.
Like, jeez, mom.
Dude, it's crazy because Billy and me ended up becoming really good friends. And
Yeah.
Billy, that's the reason.
I mean,
to this
I
day-
say you guys still are really good friends.
Oh, of course we still are.
Yeah.
Billy just didn't want to watch me die anymore. So, like, that's all over now. But I'm just saying, like, at that time, I remember I used to give Jay shit all the time. Billy was always really nice to me. But, like, I used to give Jay shit, like, oh, yeah, it's your best friend. Like, you know, because I was still a little jealous.
Yeah, this man was a jealous man.
Little kid.
Because you would, yeah. So when we were in high school, junior year, I had just met Billy. So Billy, I was still becoming really good friends with. Like, at this point, we're not obviously as close as we are now.
Right, no.
But you and me were.
Yeah.
And so then after our junior year, your senior year.
Yeah.
So when I was a junior, you're a senior.
Yeah.
You, after senior year, moved away to Indiana.
Yeah.
So then it was just me and Billy all
No, I
senior.
graduated.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay.
So I'm saying my junior year, your senior year.
Yeah.
After my
You and
junior
Billy got
year,
closer.
you graduated.
Yeah.
You left to
Yeah.
Indiana.
Yeah.
It was just me and Billy kicking it all year, all the time.
Yeah, seniors.
And then so you came back,
And
I remember you being like, "Oh, yeah." I remember like, "Yeah, man, Billy's like."
He's in my boy.
And I'm not.
My brother.
Don't get me wrong. I'm
Yeah.
always a shit talker. I've been instigator. I was like, Billy's the new you.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I didn't help it. at all. I'm over here like.
He's me.
Yeah, so I
Was
mean,
it- was it-
I'm not very good at not instigating things. So
Like a chick too.
I know.
He does me better. You were still bitter. No, I mean,
Yeah.
I can understand.
I remember you moved back, and
Yeah.
I remember trying to get you two to hang out, which was only for like the first week or two.
Yeah.
You were like, I'm not hanging out with Billy.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, we're going to hang out. And I remember it didn't last long. It was like a week or two.
Yeah.
And I was like, we're all hanging out. Like,
Yeah.
shut up.
Yeah.
Stop it. And then immediately you were like, all right, I get why he's your best friend.
Yeah, I was like, I like him a lot.
Yeah.
And me and Billy ended up becoming really cool. But the best part, this is what I wanted to get to with Billy though, is so like me and Josh were going through this thing where Josh was looking after me. Things became hard because Josh moved to Huge, and I was still in Monmouth, being like Kingpin Jerry. And it got to the point where I didn't have a place to stay anymore because I had just got locked up again. Like only because I couldn't pay any money. Like it wasn't because of that. It was because I didn't have a job at that time, and I couldn't pay for this, and I didn't do like 80 community hour service that I was supposed to have done or some shit. So then Billy offered to come move me in with him and Nancy, or him and Nancy just broke up, or I don't remember exactly, but
It was technically, yeah, him and Nancy lived together, and
Yeah.
he offered to have you come and,
Yep.
and stay on this couch.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's when me and Billy became like
Yeah.
best buds too. And then we became the 3 best friends
That
anyone
anyone
ever
ever
had.
had.
Yeah.
You remember how pissed off Ashley used to be when we would
Oh.
leave her in the room with Nancy, and then we would all three go out to the balcony and talk for like an hour?
I do feel bad for her though. Nancy's.
Oh man, I feel bad for Ashley because yes, it is like talking to the
No, this is easier.
the personality
easier.
of she did. I mean, sweet. She's probably a very sweet lady.
She's very nice.
I didn't like her.
No. Well,
Um,
it's because she's backstabbing. So she's backstabbing and
yeah, I never.
silly witted.
I didn't
It's
like
better than
her,
saying.
and it was my fault that they were dating.
Yeah.
Because I dated her sister, which is how Billy met her.
Oh, see, I liked her sister.
Yeah, me too, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the problem. Is I was like, it was my fault that they had met and started dating, and I didn't. She wasn't. I didn't think she was being faithful. And once you lose that, with me, no, I'm sorry. If you lose your virginity to a dude,
Yeah.
and then you only want to have sex once a month, you have to be cheating. Everybody remembers when they first lost their virginity, you want to have sex more than once a month. I won't say how often you probably want to have sex.
I would agree.
So
But
I was like, there's
Nancy-
something wrong with that.
Nancy was super religious though, and a weird, controlling woman.
I don't know.
I agree that she probably did cheat on him. I'm not saying she did.
I don't know.
I'm just saying that
Couldn't
she
prove
is.
it? Couldn't prove it?
No, couldn't prove it.
I was an honest person, by the
Yeah.
way. I did tell her to her face that I
Yeah.
did not like her.
That's why it's fine. That's why
Actually,
it's
I
fine.
told her to her face that I hated her.
Yes.
And she was never good enough for Billy.
Yes.
And they still dated for like a year after that.
Yeah, on the secrecy. Well, on the secrecy, but like he knows. But yeah, but you didn't see her again until
Yeah.
like one time.
Well, I mean, when they lived together, when you lived there, I'd go over there and everything would be fine. But I mean,
Yeah.
like, I wouldn't,
Yeah.
like, it wasn't like perpetual hate. Like, it wasn't like just poking her with, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you.
Dude, did I ever tell you about Acacia after? So me and Billy, we had like our own epic sagas afterwards because Josh at that time had kind of settled down. Josh had handed us the torch,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Yo,
Yeah.
I can't be lighting flyers anymore." He was just like, "Here."
Yeah, well, so one, I got my own store at Radio Shack.
Yep, you were the manager.
Ashley moved with me
Mhm.
to Eugene.
Mhm.
I proposed,
Mhm.
so I was now engaged.
Mhm.
Those three things.
Yeah,
Will,
and you were taking it really serious. So you were like,
you're
you're like a married
yeah,
man. I'm gonna
yeah.
live the
You
women.
can't be.
Yeah.
For one, you can't be in Eugene, being the leader of Monmouth and Independence. I mean, you can.
It's hard.
But you can't do it when you're
We
starting a
still-
family.
We still used to do it. No, just
When you're
kidding, no.
starting a family, it's probably not prime to be
Yeah.
the party mogul.
No.
Yeah.
Dude, it was kind of crazy. So we ended up going to Acacia. There's so many things, man. Me and Billy had some great epic adventures. There's probably more that he remembers than I remember, but there's good reasons why Pop used to hate me.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
Pop got in with like him being like the loving son that he never had, that became his son that he always has, and then me, I became the son that got adopted by the stepwife of somebody he hated. It was what it felt like.
Oh yeah. You definitely got what's the oh god.
Mike. Like he used
See,
to like look at his
the
face with
stepmother in like
Yeah.
Cinderella.
Yeah,
That's how
that
Pop
was-
treats you.
Ooh,
Yeah.
not now.
Not now.
But it used
In that time though, he did.
Yeah.
And he was like, when you moved in, he was just like.
It was
He
way
was so pissed.
it was way worse
Just-
when I got that job at Radio Shack. He was like, "Wow!" Like he told the manager, like, if you hire Mike, I am
It was April.
pissed, and it was April.
April.
And she was like, I think it's a good call.
He's like, he's good. He's good. And so she hired you. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
April, I love April.
Thank God they didn't do background checks.
Boy.
Yeah.
April still did a pretty thorough investigation. She called all my people on my thing, and she was like,
I remember her talking to me too.
Yeah.
Me and April.
Yeah,
When
you had
I
a good relationship with
yeah,
April,
when
so-
I especially when I was a manager, like all the
Yeah.
the Eugene Springfield managers kind of were all fairly close. So I came into a fairly close, like tight knit group, and they like
Remember when I was at Shasta?
they were
We at
scared.
Shasta
They
when I got
were
the job.
yeah.
She called me.
Yeah, Shasta.
We were at
That's
Shasta.
another fucking rampage of a chapter of a
Remember
movie.
You guys out there? Oh,
Yeah,
Shut your mouth.
out in the open, just out in the open waters, boats driving by,
Boats driving by.
just hours
You're floating.
of cool swimming,
Cool swimming.
cool swimming,
So it was
cool runnings.
It was cool. It's a good movie.
Good movie.
So it was a funny, amazingly great time.
Yeah,
Great time.
yeah. I do remember her asking me about you, and I was like, Psh.
Yeah, I remember.
Anybody that ever asks me to to investigate on you, god damn, you're lucky.
Yeah,
you
I know.
fucking son of a bitch.
You've been my resume for like.
I know. I've been like every manager you've ever had for like every job. I was like, wait, where did he work? Yes, I was the manager for that. Yep, that was me.
Israel Cortez. Yeah, I remember him. He was a renegade fastener. Wait, he said we made Dobermans. Yeah, we had dogs we trained.
He was the best trainer I could have asked for.
I think there was so many times. There has to have been over the history of our lives so many random, strange phone calls that you've gotten about my resume. Cause like you've been in everyone since
Yeah,
17, I think.
yeah, yep. This is so true too. I was like, dude, I remember talking to you. I was like, dude, you gotta tell me, because like I remember you applied, and then like within an hour, like you had intended to tell me,
Yep.
and then but you applied, and then within an hour they called me.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I remember, and it went okay. I don't remember what the job was, but
It was Target.
and it was fine, nothing crazy. You know, I vouched for you, fine. But I remember just being like, I winged the shit out of that. I was like, Michael, dude, you gotta tell me when you're doing this. Like, I didn't even know. I was like, I think you got the job.
Yeah. By the way, it went good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember asking you, but how did it go?
You got the job.
Yeah, dude, it was a good time. Yeah, man, there's so many crazy fun times. I mean, thinking of like the echelon of Mike from gutter to top transcendental to management to training manager to literally the graveyard again to then here then to management. Like, I mean, dude, it's been a saga. To whereas you were like able to stay on boats.
Very true. Very true. I was very calculated.
I had a lot to learn.
I was extremely calculated. I've been a manager
Yeah.
of a store.
10 years altogether?
Oh,
You got
way,
10
way
or
longer than that. So when you think about that, sorry, I didn't mean to say it way longer.
No,
but
it's been a long time, yeah.
I think I was you're right. It's been about 10. It was 22,
Yeah.
and I'm 33. I did take a about 2-year break in there to be a teacher. So,
But still, you're a teacher, so
yeah,
get off your high horse.
yeah.
Yeah, it's still pretty high.
So
I mean,
yeah,
it's not high, but like,
yeah.
to
So
go
I've
and
been
apply
a
and then just
manager
become a
for
teacher.
like 9 years, and a teacher for 2 of those years. So
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. I always thought it was super crazy when you went through your stint, which is almost identical to my stint, which we never talk about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
What's that?
Hawaii?
I have no idea what we're talking about. This is an off cast talk.
Yeah, it is an off.
Am I being less than stellar? Am I being
You weren't less than stellar. You were very Mike-ish though, so you could call that less than stellar.
okay?
Yeah, it was the time that we bought bananas and you bought too many bananas.
There was a period in there
Chefs don't cook.
I wasn't peeing in the dryer though.
No, you
Wasn't peeing in the dryer.
That's your fault, man. That
But
sucks.
you know what? No matter what can be said
Yeah.
about my drinking,
Yeah,
I never faltered at work.
you impressed me.
I would always
Never,
go.
yeah,
I would
no,
always
never.
go to work.
Yeah,
If you play,
Sober,
if you
yeah.
play hard, you pay
ball hard.
Pay
Yeah, yeah.
hard as well.
Dude, you used to be immortal, kid.
Yeah.
Dude, remember once Matt's? I remember you telling me the story about leaving for Matt's because I think you still picked me up. Like you stayed at Matt's that night, picked me up that morning because we were like, you were out in V, you were in Venetia.
I remember all I needed. I remember like when I was partying, we were partying hard. I was like, I work in the morning.
Yeah.
I was like, I just need 4 to 5 hours. If I get 4 to 5 hours, I will be. That was like I just your internal
Mhm.
clock, like like how you can like function. I was like, I got to get 4 to 5 hours, and so no matter what happened, I was like, if the party's still going, I'm taking my fucking iPod. I'm going upstairs.
Yeah.
So like, y'all want to play Pong with no music? That's fine. And as long as I got 4 to 5 hours, man, I could function for a 8 to 12 hour shift.
You were always solid. I think that was like the biggest thing in my because I mean, dude, we used to rock hard party like fly by Machine Gun Kelly party, and you would still go to work every morning,
Yeah,
no matter what.
yeah. I was always.
Even
Yeah.
on that night I was talking about, like that night you were still, I think, blacked out. Like you got home blacked out, and like because you had to drive because you had to be at work in 3 hours.
Yeah.
And so you
Yeah,
picked me up, and I didn't even know you were that drunk, and you were just driving like this.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not. I'm not proud. I'm not proud.
I mean, you were still sober.
Roll the
I
dice
had
a lot.
No idea.
Roll the dice
We
too
all
much.
did, though.
Yeah,
But,
roll
like,
the dice. I never.
Even Ollie did. I
I
mean, we all.
never drive and drink anymore.
No,
it's
never.
not. It's not worth it. But
I don't even
yes,
drink a beer. And
I regretfully might have hypothetically have towed the line.
We all towed lines,
Yeah.
but I'm commending.
But you gotta learn from it.
But I'm commending you.
Don't do it.
No. Yeah. But
Don't do it.
It's nothing but commend. Basically, no matter
Nothing-
what party he was at, he would always still go to work. It was
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the key.
And I was really good too. I normally had DDs. Typically,
always.
somebody would want to drive me to the fucking party. So yeah, I had no problems there.
Remember what Billy was?
Billy was the DDD.
Yes. Don't say no more.
Yeah.
He was the DDD.
Later in college, yes.
Yeah.
In high school, that was me. That's no
Billy's
good.
a solid DDD too. Ollie and Billy
Yeah.
are both solid.
Ollie did drive a lot. Whenever we went to Corvallis, or Corvegas.
He's a ramper.
When it was Corvegas,
He's a
he would
hero.
drive. He'd be like, "I'll drive." And
Yeah.
he'd always just be like, "Let's go."
Yeah, he didn't
You know,
give a shit.
like yeah, he didn't. He was solid. He was
Yeah,
solid,
he was
and
really
he knew like he had his like limits, and he'd
Yeah.
be like, "Nope, can't drink anymore."
Yeah.
Like, cause I got to drive back, and so but he
Yeah.
was just down for the just for the
experience.
good times, you
Mhm.
know. Yeah,
There was some good times.
there was a good time where me and Oliver were really good friends.
Yeah. That's the only reason me and Ollie became best of friends was
Yeah.
because you and Ollie were such good
I
friends.
and I hope and I don't want to be negative or
Yeah.
anything because I genuinely like Oliver.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do. But I remember there was a point where so nobody had hung out with Oliver really, like out of you and Billy. And so I was hanging, because he went to the same college as me. So we were like hanging out, of course, people, you want to hang out with them. They're from our high school. I was like, okay. So we hung out more and more and more. And then I just remember you and Billy were both like, whoa, what's going on here? Like, you hang out with him? No, like I said, not trying to be negative. It wasn't like, whoa, you guys are hanging out with him. No,
No,
it was
just
like, wait a minute, who are you hanging
different.
out?
It was
Yeah,
different
yeah.
than
I was
high
like,
school.
wait, who is
Like-
this? And
Yeah.
then, yeah, you guys all became really good friends with Oliver. You're still really good
Me
friends
and
with them.
Oliver are like super best friends too. Like, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm the same level of brothered relationship, but me and Oliver are very, very high up there on our friendship
Yeah.
relationship. I mean,
Yeah,
me and
he's a
Ollie
good.
have been through
He
a lot.
means he
He's
means well.
Been through
He
a lot.
means really well.
And he's always been there.
I know
for
he
me,
has
and
good
I've always been there
intentions.
for him. Yeah, he
Yeah.
does. He always does.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's definitely so many movies in there.
I think we should call it.
Yeah.
I think we should.
We got through this with no pee break.
I really have to pee right now.
So
I gotta pee really bad. Yeah. We give the people a lot of info there. We gotta leave them wanting more.
All right,
Hey, wait a second. Like and subscribe, bitches.
Tina!